Hey, we're playing those slow jams tonight on Saturday. Welcome to KEYA, the radio station where all we talk about is cringy self-help influencers. You heard it here first, folks. And next in Hollisville, we're going to be talking about Dave Hollis. Rachel Hollis is coming up next after the break. Thank you, everybody. I'm having a little monitor issue. So every so often, I'm going to have to unplug my monitor like I just did and replug it in. So if I look like I'm panicked in the eyes, that's probably why. And it just did this right before the countdown was happening. And I was like, so I have two screens here now. I have two monitors, which is awesome. But the third one hasn't really been working. It doesn't turn on. And I was sick, so I didn't have a chance to really investigate. And not that I would even really know how to fix it, but I needed to give Steven the diagnostics of what was actually wrong with it. And I haven't done that. So a little air in it. It's an old Game Boy game cartridge. Rachel's got spirit guides. These are my tech demons. I froze. Oh no. Oh no, everybody. Oh no. It's probably my monitor. Well, okay. Well, it's still happening. Okay, stand by. I don't know what I can do. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. Can you hear me? Are we still here, everybody? Are we still here? I think it's because it's still, maybe I'll just move it to one screen. Here, let's just have zero screens. How about that? Am I still here now? Okay, zero screens. That's for the best. All right, so given that we have one screen, I might have to move some stuff around, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll make it work. I have three screens. Only one, the smallest one, is working. Anyways, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome. It's been a while since I've been here because I was sick and I did not have COVID. At least the test said I didn't have COVID. Who knows? Tests are flaky. And so some people I talked to said, you probably still have it. It's just not showing up. So who knows? But whatever it was unpleasant. It knocked me down for a week, which is a long time to be, basically not working and doing anything. So it sucked. It was boring. But, I'm definitely feeling better now. So thank you for all your wishes of wellness. And I was healed, actually, by my own thoughts. So no thanks to anyone else or modern medicine. I had healed myself completely. Okay, so I saw in someone before the live even started was the question, am I going to play the Rachel Hollis podcast episode about her healing people? And the answer is yes. However, there's so much other stuff to talk about, too, in regards to Dave basically returning full force onto his Instagram and sort of catching up on everybody. So that was my intention, to do a full-on catch-up. We have to talk about Heidi Powell and Dave Hollis, sort of. I guess he's equal partner. I don't know what the relationship is business-wise. I don't know what their relationship is romantic-wise. If Mixed Signals was a couple, Dave and Heidi would be in the dictionary. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to show some stuff and see what loveliness that brought all of the participants. And then we're also going to look at Rach Talk Live. And, here's one that we can talk about right off the bat. I said this on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you already know. But this whole time, I thought Rachel's boothing, stand by.
Boothing.
I thought Boothing's name was Says Dark. And that's what I've been calling him this whole time. This whole gosh darn durgum time. Oh yeah.
My boyfriend.
His real name is Kez. And I know that because Rachel finally said his name, and she said it on a podcast episode okay, let me just give you a rundown. Let's just recap everybody. All right. let's check on Rach. Let's just see what Rach is up to. Let's go to her Instagram, but oh shoot. I forgot that I'm blocked. Let's go to her YouTube. That's better. There's really nothing exciting on her Instagram because she's got a picture of her with sharks and it's like, all right, we get the point. Okay, so here's her Rach Talk. She has, I guess, stopped doing vlogs. She was supposed to vlog for the whole summer in replacement of Rach Talk Live Rach Talk. And if you remember correctly, Rach Talk was a show about everything and nothing. Just a place for Rachel to rant and rave about, rude people on airplanes and also brag about her boyfriend and other activities that people definitely find entertaining and engaging to watch. So she stopped doing those every Monday because Rach Talk Live went on sale. So I think their marketing plan was, okay, well, we want to save some of this material. We don't want to waste it all because really there is no material. So they wanted to keep it for the live show to, I guess, entice the drooling fans for that content live because there's tickets to be sold. So it's, more, yeah. Other content on Rach Talk is yelling at the dog that they own. Rachel and Dave, I guess, co-own Jeffrey, who she hates. So, and he also hates Jeffrey. So yeah, that's the type of content that you're going to get on Rach Talk. So then Rach Talk Live was launched in June. It starts in September, but I think they were going to move to vlogs because so much is going on. She's such a busy mama, single mama. So, but there's only been 2 or 3, but really 2, because when you look at it, it's the one where, okay, let's see. This one, our first vlog was a month ago. Okay, that was when she met Andy Grammer and she was doing her photo shoot for Rach Talk Live and it wasn't even announced yet, like the dates and stuff. Then our first week in Hawaii vlog, okay, that was when she was in Hawaii. Who could have guessed it? And then this was a podcast. This is like a recut, sort of a vlog, but more of like a recut of other stuff she's already talked about. And that's it. So since a month ago, there's been 3, I guess, technically. So I don't know. But then, yeah, the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of content, videos at least, have been non-vlogs, have been just podcasts that she records. So I'm wanting more vlogs is what I'm saying. I would like more vlogs, please. But will we have it? Will we get what we demand? Probably not. Because it's almost the end of summer, really, when you think about it. It's about to be August, 2 days? And then school's back and then, blah, blah, blah. Then she'll be on the town touring. Also, I'm not sure what's going on with her because she announced, as it says here, our first week in Hawaii, she did 2 podcast episodes about how much she loves Hawaii and how Hawaii is speaking to her soul and healing her and da 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 da, and that she, had the dream to live in Hawaii for 6 months out of the year, and she finally has accomplished that dream, but she does it in little spurts. But now it seems like she's back in Austin, and she also said that, she had some alone time in Hawaii and she couldn't bear it. She only could do it for 3 days, and then she had to fly to see her boyfriend in Portland early. So I don't know what's going on with Hawaii. Maybe she's staying in Texas to be with her boo thing, whose name is
Boo thing.
Kez, not says. Okay, so that's Rachel's, kind of content. Excusez-moi. She posted a pretty cringe Instagram story yesterday, 2 days ago, where she was sitting on her back patio, and let me just send it to myself. So another issue, a personal issue, is that I had to, I sent it to myself. I had to clear my cache on my browser because it was, I don't know. If you guys have Outlook, you've ever lost your password to Outlook, I don't know if you've had the same issue, but it was a literal nightmare for me. and it was like, you can't get back into this account. So I had to like try everything first, and still didn't work. So, okay, let's see. And like I said, I'm kind of like doing this all haphazardly. Eep. Is that full screen? Maybe. It's so funny because it's like blocking like where I need. Oh God, no. Okay. Stand by. Let's do. Oh, technology. Okay, that's about right. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so anyways, I had to delete everything on my cache, my cookies and whatever they say. And then now everything's signed off because I had to like re-log in because everything's cleared. And now some stuff that I'm dumb about and don't have like the password written down, apparently, I'm like screwed. So, you know, we're dealing with it. We're recovering. Okay, so this is Rachel's cringy, in my opinion, Instagram post from like 2 days ago.
I'm taking a break from work. For a minute and just sitting on my back porch here in Austin. And my backyard sounds real cool, so I thought maybe you'd want to hear.
Okay, first impression. She's got the baby Victorian voice. And not so much Victorian this time, but definitely baby Rach voice. Baby Ray's. Sweet baby Ray's, as Zuckerberg would say. Her voice changes so much. Like, it depends on the type of content. And it seems like whenever she's doing these like close up, like, hey guys, I just was thinking about you. Pieces of content, that seems to be like when the voice gets really babyish and really high, like, guys, like almost like she's talking to an infant child, like her infant child, like, hi, little baby. Okay, I'm going to show you my backyard now. Okay. And I'm being mean, obviously. But, you know, I think there's some truth to that. It is very different than like, you know, Toilet Gate, where she's like, no one's going to work this hard as me. No one's going to be like Harriet Tubman but me. And it was very much more like, you know, and even in her masterminds, her keynotes, she seems to have a much more powerful bravado, I guess is the word. Her voice is much more authoritative. And even her old TikToks that I played, and I was watching some of my old videos the other day when I first started covering Rachel, just to like see how different things are. And when she was talking to like high school kids and middle school kids, she had the deeper voice still. She was like, come on, guys, we need to get to that middle school and show up in your cool outfits. Like, she didn't have this voice. This seems to be, at least from my understanding, like Kez's influence, perhaps, or like her new, like, I'm the only hippie.
Am I the only hippie?
You know, influence on her. Like, you know, I'm just a little flower. Or maybe, like she said in her book, Girl Wash Your Face, she calls herself a country mouse, because she comes from like the Bakersfield area of California, and Dave called her like a sweet, innocent bunny or something. So, you know, maybe she's returning to that. Thank you so much, Rachel. Rachel Hollis, thank you so much for donating. I appreciate it. And for that, Rachel, I'm going to play a new soundbite. You ready? Rachel is
the best, goodest, good girl you ever met in your life.
She is. And this proves it. This Instagram story proves it. And it was so funny. So I saw this shirt, right? I saw her wearing the shirt. I was like, oh, that's interesting. What is that? And Steven, my fiance, was like, that's Tracy Chapman. I said, I wonder how much that shirt costs. So he looked it up, and it was like, there was one available on a thrift store, like an online thrift store. It was like $500. But then he found one later for $130. So, you know, she's saving the planet by wearing this shirt for you, the $500 t-shirt. So she doesn't have to buy new. Thank God. Thank God we have Rachel in our life so she can single-handedly stop global warming. Okay, let me finish it. Let's stop talking, Kayla. Okay, I'm gonna go back, get the full experience. She's just so happy. She just has to share this with us.
Break from work. I'm taking a break from work for a minute and just sitting on my back porch here in Austin. And my backyard sounds real cool, so I thought maybe you'd want to hear.
I don't know. I'm just like, I watched that and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? And I don't know. Okay, here are my thoughts. Weird. Off the top, just like weird. Second, it's like, I know I have issues with money and like rich people and that sort. I think it's obvious through my content. Like I tend to struggle with, people who have a lot of money and don't seem to be ashamed of it in some way, like even a tiny bit, like, oh, I could be doing more. Like, I don't know. I put that on people. So that is my own personal issue. However, it's like making an Instagram story from your mansion with your huge property with, nature preserve in the backyard or whatever, she's talked about, even her new house has land. Like, your offering to us is to allow us to hear it through your Instagram stories while we stare at your face and how you enjoy it so much. It's like, you made a lot of that money by telling people that, being fat is like not a human need, that only animals are overweight. And you also made that money to afford to live on your porch by, selling marriage advice while your marriage was falling apart. Like, again, I've just said all this, but it comes back to me. And I think like almost subconsciously, my spirit guides whisper it into my ear canals that, don't trust this person. And here are the reasons why. So that's the vibe I sort of get. And then, so this is her Instagram as of late. That's her swimming with sharks. And that was sort of also annoying to me because, she just did a whole podcast about, we talked about this on the channel before I got sick, was like 10 things I hate about myself. And I was like, okay, roll my eyes. And all the things were like positives, basically. Like, I hate that I'm too caring about others. Like, okay. And one of the things was like, I hate myself because I'm scared of skiing and I'm scared of cold water. But then like literally the next day she posts these photos of, I swam with sharks, and she made a email about it and she talked about it in her podcast. So it's like creating content around the thing that she just said, like, I hate about myself. This is me being vulnerable. And then instantly has a fix for it. Cause look, I'm challenging myself. I'm facing my fears. So, for those reasons, I'm out. So anyways, that's Rach. And now let's go to Rach Talk Live, ticket sales. Let's bring that up. And then we can go. Yeah. Sometimes I care too deeply about everyone and I don't spend enough time on self-care. It's really a problem. And by not spending enough time, I spend the perfect amount of time, just not, more than I need to. And it's really a downside to my life. Okay. All right. Let's go back to this one. And now we're in business. Okay. Rach Talk Live. If you're not familiar, if you're new around here, welcome. Let me move myself to the side so I can stare at Rachel from this angle. So again, Rach Talk Live is a live version of a pretty standard / not interesting, in my opinion, YouTube segment that Rachel came up with. Now, maybe back in the day it was more popular. Today, the views are very low. They're like, let's see. The views can be 6,000, 7,000, 5,000, like she's got 178,000 subs. Statistically and percentage wise, that's very, very low. So they're not really that engaging to begin with, but she decided she was going to take it on the road anyways, cause fuck everyone. She's going to do what she wants, which, you go girl, you do your thing. So I'm here. Okay. So she said on a previous podcast that, Illinois and Detroit, because she's got like 10 or 11 cities, including Birmingham, Charleston. People write this all the time on there, like how to phonetically spell it, or pronounce it. Joliet, Illinois, Indianapolis, Chesterfield, Kansas City, Wichita, Omaha, Detroit, Columbus, and Cincinnati. Okay. So she said the two biggest sales so far, at least at the time when she recorded the podcast, was Illinois and Detroit. So let's look there because that's probably the most sales, I would assume. And then we can look at some of the lesser purchase ones. Okay, so you can all see this, right? Yeah. So the blue dots mean unsold. The white gray means sold. And the orange means unsold VIP. Oh, wait. Yeah. Unsold, wait. Yes. Okay. Unsold VIP. So no one's in the back by the projection booth. No one's really in the middle. There's some people in the front, but there's not a lot. So I'm assuming these people are going to have to move up. So I don't know. Some people had on Reddit, they had like a number counter, and I don't know how they found that necessarily, but to me looking, it looks like maybe 75 tickets, maybe. I'm not sure. But you know, this doesn't, if this was my event and I was used to, because when she did Rise, they sold out in minutes, thousands of tickets in minutes. I would be panicking at this point, just because that's a lot of blue to sell, and she really does not promote it. And maybe that's what she's going to say at the end of this, like, well, I didn't really promote it because I don't really care about it, and like whatever, and I'm not going to do it anymore. And she's going to cancel. I don't think she'll cancel. That's one thing that she doesn't tend to do, is cancel. I mean, she sold like 40 tickets to Rise, the Rise conference, the one I went to virtually, and she still held it. So, and I say 40, I have been saying 100, but I talked to someone who was there, and they said it was more like 40, and not everyone stayed for the 3 days. So, I mean, maybe I was even going higher than was necessary. So that's Illinois. Okay, so if that's the best one, I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking telling people that either. And once again, you know, tickets are, depends if you get the VIP, those are several $100s. And then a regular ticket is more like $40. Yeah, 40 with tax. So this stage is a little bit different. So okay, here we go. Jesus Christ. That's worse than I thought. Okay, so this is the second highest. Like, she's like, girls, you girls are so crazy in Detroit. You guys like buy tickets like nuts. I guess she was talking to like 40 people. I mean, again, like all the orange is unsold VIP, which, okay, these are silver package because it's the first 10 rows are the premier ones. And then it's the second 10 rows that is like a little cheaper. So yeah, if you wanted second row, this one at the edge, it'd be $280 plus fees. But you get a picture with Rachel Hollis, so priceless? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel bad. Like I feel badly. Oh, thank you, A. Smith. Sorry that didn't pop up. Let me see. I don't know what's happening today. A purple cat from A. Smith. Thank you very much. Okay, so we revealed one soundbite already. Let's reveal another one.
My uterus.
That's a short and sweet one. A. Smith, this is something I have to say to you.
My uterus.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think after this round, I think she wanted to do a live tour because her boyfriend, Kez, I'm going to keep saying it right now, her boothing, is a tour manager, you know? So I think she wanted to prove herself to him that she can do the same stuff he can do, maybe, or like she's just as cool as him. I don't know what her hang up is, but like, I don't know if this is a good method of making money and growing your audience, because it ain't working and she hasn't changed enough yet to warrant like a new audience of people to come see her. So yeah. Okay. So that's the two highest allegedly. Let's just pick let's pick the most coming up soon, because you could also argue like, well, people don't always buy tickets for events like this in July for something that's in September. So let's just check. Maybe this is the one, these are people who are buying a little early. This is Alabama. This is Birmingham, Alabama. I mean, yes, awful, pretty bad also. But to me, this looks like the same as Detroit and Illinois. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't feel bad because, she brought it upon herself, like talk to a consultant, like talk to one of us, talk to the haters. And we would tell you like, girl, don't do this. Girl, don't have a live show. And she could have probably saved a lot of money and strife and embarrassment. But, what do we know? Maybe someone will come through at the end. Yeah. Okay, you want to see Cincinnati? All right, we'll look at Cincinnati just real quick. And then we'll hear about Heidi's Mastermind, a live event that did happen. And we have a lot to talk about with that because it never ceases to amaze me. What a weird theater. Okay. Cincinnati looks weird. Like a lot of people bought these back seats. Maybe they have some sort of secret there that these are like the better seats because this is like pretty full. A lot of VIPs though. I don't think Rachel's going to have to take a long time to take these pictures with people because there ain't that many people that bought them. Eek. Yeek. Yikes. Okay. Anyways. And also, kind of the next piece of news, I guess, with Rachel is that her book is in fact coming out for December 2022 as of now. And she didn't quite say what it's about. In one of the podcasts recently, she was nervous that it wasn't going to be as good as her other books, which this is what I don't understand. It's like, Rachel, are you a totally new person with new beliefs and like you've learned so much, things and now like you're totally a different writer and person? Or are you like trying to just return all the things that you lost, return to what you've lost? Unknown at this time. And I guess we'll find out at some point in the future. So now, okay, let me pull up. So that's Rach in a nutshell. Living her life, loving her life, just enjoying the cicadas in her backyard in Austin. Let's now switch gears a little bit. We're going to talk about Heidi and her mastermind. Now, once again, I wonder if it's still Heidi Powell .net/get fit. Okay, we can look at the price because I think it's important to remember. Oh, the prices aren't here. Dang. Well, if you remember, the prices of the mastermind. So there was there was a bunch of different like upgrades that you could get for the Get Fit Challenge. And that's what we're sort of discussing today. So again, if you're new here, Heidi Powell used to be married to Chris Powell and they had a show together. Well, it was mostly Chris's show, but Heidi came on later. It's currently available on Hulu in the United States if you want to watch it. And it was called Extreme Makeover Weight Loss Edition because I think at the time, like back in 2006, I believe when the show came out, they had Extreme Makeover for like plastic surgery. Remember those days? The Swan, remember that show where like women would go on, or I think men too, and they're like, I hate everything about myself. And then like 6 months later, they would have done like 25 plastic surgery procedures. And then they look in the mirror and like, oh, I'm acceptable for society. Yay. Yeah, good times. So anyways, so they had a couple spin-offs of that original concept. And one was Extreme Makeover Home Edition, which I think is like Ty Pennington's thing that he spun off. And then one of them was this weight loss, and it was Chris Powell and Heidi Powell. Anyways, so Heidi Powell and Chris Powell divorced. Chris Powell says that Heidi did something that was unforgivable and it broke up the marriage. Heidi's son has said that the couple fought constantly. If you watch some videos, you can feel some tension between them. And some of the videos, I think personally, leading up to the divorce, and they kept it secret for a year before they announced it to the public. And then they announced their divorce publicly a year after they actually broke up, right around the time that Rachel and Dave announced their divorce. So that's kind of like the catch up. So then Dave and Heidi get together. Dave gets with Heidi as friends, like several weeks after Rachel moves out of the house, and they've been inseparable ever since. And then a couple months ago, like a year, maybe a year now, they started together this Get Fit Challenge. Dave and Heidi started this Get Fit Challenge together. Now it's 60 days. I really haven't heard much about the last round. This is the third round, I believe. I heard a lot about the first and the second. This third one was like a lot before to get people signed up and excited. And then as soon as it started, like I heard nothing, publicly at least. And they have like a Facebook group and whatever. So, but on this third round, there was a upgrade. You could get an accountability person for extra money. You could get a nutrition plan for extra money. But there was like this supreme package where you got a fanny pack and you got all the other like add-ons, and you got to go to a mastermind that Heidi was putting on. And the retail price of that whole package was like $4,000, which is a lot. Normally it's about $250. That may be going up because they took all the prices off the website. So I don't know. We'll see, I guess. It's September, so 36 days we'll have to deal with this again. But anyway, so yeah, the mastermind is part of the deal. Now, there's no flight, there's no food. Well, maybe food included like at the mastermind, but no dinners or anything, I don't think. This was sort of like the Show Up Summit, kind of, but much less organized, if you can even imagine that. And the best part, and I was saving this sort of to tie back into the Chris Powell information, Heidi decided, okay, just bear with me for a second. Heidi decided to host this mastermind event in which she does this group with Dave Hollis, her boyfriend, question mark, best friend, business partner, question mark, in the home in which her and her children and her ex-husband, Chris, used to live. And it's not because she owns it and it's just there for her. She had to rent it, like on VRBO or whatever, Verbo. So I'm just so like shocked. I'm not shocked. Nothing that she does shocks me anymore, and we'll discuss why. But what, like, I don't know. It's so weird when you think about it. Like, let's just watch some clips and we'll talk more about that. But you got to keep that in mind, that all these people from all over the country and even one person from Switzerland flew to be here. Some of the people, so if you win, there's like winners. I don't really understand how it works. Like if you lost a lot of weight during it, or you did something else, like you basically sucked their dick, excuse my language, hard, you get to win, I guess. And they'll fly you out for free, allegedly. So there are a few people who did get to go for free, but there are some to fly for free. They paid the $4,000, I would assume, to attend this event. Anyways, it's a mess. It's a lot about, they're like trying to like make it seem like, oh, this is like therapy. These people are getting their souls worked on. I don't know. It's all insane to me, but anywho, what do I care? What do I know about anything? Nothing. Oops. Okay, stand by. I'm trying to, with two screens is much easier to do this than one. Let's see. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Okay. All right. So I added my own music. So, oops. I added my own music. So this is not her choice as a music. She has copyrighted music. So, you know, what can I do with that? Nada. All right, hold on. Okay, so let's do it. So it says, okay, so Dave, of course, it's like 30 women and Dave. Why he's there, I don't know. Like, he couldn't have waited at home and then supported Heidi from his, like, her house at night. Like, I mean, I guess people want Dave around because he's so amazing. I don't know. But it's just like, it's uncanny that Dave seems to be like that guy who's always around at these women only events. That's Dave in a nutshell. Okay. It says, words can't express how incredible these past 48 hours have been. I don't even know where to begin. I guess I'll start by saying, my year was made by these 35 most beautiful women from around the world. Okay. This is my own music. Amazing. I love the bottom one where they're like staring at each other. Like, this is our wedding pictures. These are our sister wives behind us. It's Dave and Heidi. She's the first wife. And then the rest of them are like the add-ons. Okay, that's mean. Sorry. That's what it looks like though, right? All right. Who all flew in to celebrate the end of another amazing Get Fit challenge with the most amazing in-person mastermind event I've ever been a part of. So that's not biased. The one that you're throwing is the best. And it's in your marital home. Weird, just weird. And also, I don't know where they're taking, I think this is in the backyard. I hope to God that they had air conditioning in their garage because they did workouts in the garage with a car there. A car was present inside the garage, and this is in Arizona. I'm hoping that there was some central AC in there because otherwise they could have like multiple deaths on their hands. This could be like another James Arthur Ray sweat lodge situation if they're not careful. Anyways. Okay. Let's continue. Okay, here we go. At 8 a.m. sharp, these lovely women arrived, ... at my old house. Yes, I did in fact rent the now Verbo for this event, all ready to do hours of soul work. Okay, several things about this. Why? There's no other event space in Arizona. There's not one other house that you could find of this size. Like, come on. It just seems like she's trying to get close to Chris by any means necessary, like smelling the walls of where he used to walk and be and like reliving this, her fantasy that one day like she'll return to the life that she had with him. I know that sounds really mean and it's like super judgmental and obviously I don't know anything, but that's just how I read it from watching and hearing how she talks about her ex-husband, how she wears his hoodies still, how she tries to bring him up all the time for like kind of out of nowhere, and it wants him to like be in photos and pictures, and she's sharing this with the world. So what am I supposed to think? Anyways, so here's the ladies getting ready to do soul work. I don't know how Heidi is capable of teaching anyone about their soul. But okay. It's a literal house. They're like just sitting around on like their furniture. Okay. Dave, he looks like he just got caught doing something. Okay, so even though this is Heidi's home, they're gonna bust through the garage down the hallway to make it seem like they're making a grand entrance, like they did at the Show Up Summit, where the DJ was playing the music and they walked in, from the green room or whatever. They're gonna try to attempt to do that also, but into the home, and it's a little underwhelming, I think. Well, let's see. Meanwhile, with coffee in hand, Buddy by my side. Buddy. So, okay. Still question. That's why I'm like, question mark. I don't know. Boothing? Is it a husband? I don't know what's going on. I don't really care either, but, it's just interesting that they don't, I don't know. They don't label their things, but then they act like they're like, engaged. And partner in crime behind the camera. We're about to crash this party at 8 a.m. Okay.
Walk in. Real angle. Here we go. Here we go.
It is time.
And what is he doing here? Okay, it's go time. My jungle cat sneaking skills have officially kicked in. Blair Witch Cam. No one is interested at all. No one is interested in this, Heidi. No one wants to be disturbed. They want to be sleeping. But you know what? These people must love it, I guess. Thank you, Lindsay Peltz. Lindsay Peltz said, Sheba dog laughing while blushing and covering his mouth. Okay, so for that, I have another new soundbite. Are you ready?
Douche Lord.
These are quick and fun soundbites today. Douche Lord by Rachel Hollis. That's what she should do. Like make a fragrance called Douche Lord.
Douche Lord.
I would buy it. Okay. It's go time. All right, ready for the big reveal? Okay, so that was the big woo, woo, woo. It says, okay, and now hugs for all while she holds her iced coffee that's, probably dripping down everyone's backs while she hugs them. This moment, you guys, ... where my Get Fit Challenge FB page comes to life. You get a hug, you get a hug, you all get hugs. COVID's no longer a thing. We know those strains, they didn't hit Arizona. There's a big bubble in which the pandemic is no longer affecting anyone in Gilbert, Arizona. As long as you book the house that you used to live in, then you're protected. That's what I heard. That's what the CDC said last I checked. Okay. This is my music once again. Okay, she's gonna go one by one with her iced coffee and hug everybody. Very sweet. This is what you're paying $4,000 for. Okay, so here's a little bit of actual audio. Says, these women, you guys, they are some of the absolute greatest, all part of a very special group inside of my challenge. Everyone's kind of just sitting there all right. When am I getting my hug from Heidi? My Heidi hug. Okay, now Dave's gonna be weird and be lingering in the background, but what he says is sort of telling, so I'll point it out when I hear it. Oh wait. All committed to doing the internal work every single day to create their best lives and live into their potential. P.S. So dang grateful for Dave Hollis's support and help creating so much love in this group. P.P.S. How crazy is it to see my old house though? Heidi, everyone, I'm assuming that's not insane, thinks that that's insane. Why do you keep bringing it up? Remember when I used to be married to Chris and live here? Yeah. Why do you want to remind yourself of that? I don't know.
Good morning. How we doing, guys? Good. Ready?
So he's like, how you doing, guys? You ready? Okay, you ready? Here we go.
We're ready for action. We're ready for whatever this is.
She goes, this woman says, we're ready for whatever this is, probably because there's been no planning. I heard nothing about it publicly. Maybe they had something privately in their group, about what this was going to be. But as per usual, it's becoming you, being you, and loving you is the agenda. So, I think these people have, look at his eyes. He's like, oh my God, don't say the truth right now. Ladies, don't say the truth. The elephant in the room that we don't know why we're here.
What is this thing?
What is this thing? Find out. You paid $4,000. It's a mystery. We don't know. We don't know what this is.
Mastermind is officially in session.
Okay, Mastermind is officially in session, okay? So crazy to be here in this home. Heidi, I think she wants Chris to call her and be like, are you mentally okay? This is like a cry for help. I know I'm being extra mean. I'm sorry. But she brought it up on every slide. Can you imagine? Can you believe this is my home? This is my old home. Can you remember that it's my old home? Do you remember that this is my old home? It's like, yes, you said it. We got it. No more necessary. That's enough. We don't need to hear any more about it. Thank you, Albanese. Aw. Albanese says, what do you say? Taro's kitty college fun. Oh, yes. Taro just got an iPad. No, it's not hers, but and it's actually not an iPad. It's a tablet. But she starts playing there's games now for cats where you can find lizards and find get fish and stuff. So, she's got expenses. So I appreciate that. Okay. And for that one, I'm going to say, what's Taro good for? What is Taro even good for these days?
She cleans the toilets.
She doesn't, but, we support.
She cleans the toilets.
I haven't cut that one before, and I was like, you know what? Anytime someone mentions a toilet, we can...
She cleans the toilets.
pull that up. Okay, thank you, Albanese. I appreciate it. All right, so back to Heidi. It's so crazy to be here in this home that holds so many beautiful memories, ... making more memories with more people I love. Okay, so Dave is going to be the one to replace Chris, and all these random women who paid her money to be there are going to replace her family.
Oh, we got some waving happening. Everyone's mingling. Memories in my mood.
Okay, once again, I honestly don't think this home has ever been so utilized. When my children were here and they lived here and were born here and grew up here, no, not good enough. It's much better for this one day weirdo soul searching mastermind with Dave, who I call my buddy. Yes, 100% on board with that. Love it. Every square inch was used over the last couple days to connect, create, celebrate. Chris. She's got C on the mind. When I knew we were hosting these beautiful women, lady, this is your own company. This is your own event. This is your own ideas. What are you talking about? When I found out that we were hosting, it's like, isn't this your entire brand? This is the hard work that you claim to do all day. That's like so hard and makes you so sad all the time. That this is the work that you are talking about. When I knew we were hosting these beautiful women, aka when I created this entire idea, I immediately knew the home that would welcome them to Arizona. Again, like, what are we learning here? All I've learned is that they used to live here. It's crazy.
I know, I can't.
She's like crying because she's like, I don't know. She's like not stable.
Anyway, I have to show some of these gifts. So one of the women made this. This came all the way from Switzerland.
So one of the participants that paid money to be there made her a cookie. That's nice. That's really pretty, actually. It's really talented. It says, can we talk for a second about these gifts, though? Homemade squirrel cookie from Sarah, who flew from Switzerland. Sunflower bracelets from Alyssa. And the most thoughtful and meaningful gift from Lisa. Rachel Hollis sign. I mean, I don't know what she says to these people, but like the way she talks online, she makes it seem like she's going through like the hardest seasons of life, and she's got it so hard, and you know, she's so stressed all the time. These people probably feel bad for her in a way. Like, oh, we'll pay you $4,000 just to like make you feel better, and we'll give you cookies just to like make you feel better. It's such a weird parasocial, unbalanced relationship in my opinion.
And then Alyssa, did you make these? Yes. Alyssa made these?
And like, I'm not gonna play it again, but that poor woman like was like not really wanting to be on camera. She's like kind of like hiding, like, hi, you know, like I just gave you the bracelet, leave me alone. It kind of sucks. Like, I don't know. Just like, is this really helping people, or is this making people more self-conscious? Because that didn't seem like someone who wants to, you know, be out there, outgoing person. That's who Rachel, God, they're all the same. Who Heidi wants to turn all these women into, personally.
And Lisa made these. We have some really amazing crafty people in this. Ready?
I don't know why it's doing this weird thing. Okay, I love so much that while most of these women have been in multiple Get Fit challenges, a couple were celebrating finishing their first. So these people not only paid once, they paid multiple times to get fit again and again. Just keep getting fit, because 60-day challenge, the challenge is too challenging. Just do it again and again and again. Put all of your money into Heidi Powell and Dave Hollis, and your dreams will come true.
The women are out in the garage right now.
The women are out in the garage right now. Hold on, I need to soundbite that. Let me write that down. The women are out in the garage right now. Oh, it's too good. That's too good. Okay, so they're in the garage dying of heat stroke. What is Heidi doing? While our sweet friends are in the garage preparing for a day of receiving a special breathwork and meditation session, we prep and tour. Rachel Hollis sign. First up, gift table. Love Heidi. Okay, and then she's also narrating.
I'm going to give you guys a tour.
Okay, the literal Rach Talk sign reimagined with the word Heidi and a heart. And I'm giving Rachel a lot of credit, but she is the one who had it first. So, you know, Heidi, come on. Stop trying to, I feel like, and this has been said a million times on the Reddit thread on Hollis Uncensored, but Heidi's trying to make Dave into Chris, her ex, and Dave is trying to make Heidi into Rachel, his ex. It's weird. It's not healthy. I say don't do this.
You guys a tour. I'm going to give you a tour. Hold on.
Okay, here's the next part that I thought was pretty effed up, in my opinion. If you're struggling with addiction, I don't think it should be really joked about, especially if you're going so far as to go to a treatment facility. And you'll understand why I'm saying this in like a second when we watch it. So this is the S'mores station, sponsored by Dave Hollis. Ha ha ha. Because really, budget is a thing. And when he heard the team trying to make cuts on s'mores to hit budget, he literally asked, ... what are we even doing here? Trying to steal joy from the event? And just like that, he opened his pockets and donated to the best cause. Okay, there's like 6 miniature Reese's, a pack of marshmallows, and a pack of graham crackers. So Dave contributed like $10, 18 stinking dollars at the maximum for this spread.
18 stinking dollars.
So thank God Dave could come through. And also, this is what makes me think that like she might have gifted some people like free, like maybe these women didn't actually have to pay $4,000. Maybe they were just regular participants and then got bumped up because she needs to make it look like people actually care about this thing and like want to pay her this money for the next round to hopefully get like FOMO. Because how, like all those people there's 35. Okay, let me just do the math because I'm dumb. Hold on. 35 times 4,000 is $140,000. So if you can't afford $18 stinking s'mores, you got a budgeting issue. You got a spending problem. And their staff is like 2 people that also work for like other people. So it's not like she's got a full-time person doing any of this. It just begs the question to me, like, okay, something, the math ain't mathin', as they say. So anyways, okay, let's play the whole scenario about the s'mores because it's pretty rude, I think.
S'more Station sponsored by Dave Hollis.
I mean, when the team said this was going to be cut out of the budget, someone had to come in. Not all heroes wear capes.
Do you know how much we spent on the S'more Station, Dave?
I mean, it looks like $1 million.
Let's get toasted. That's appropriate for Dave.
Too soon.
Like, I don't find it funny. I'm sorry. Like, it's like, get toasted. Okay, funny. Ha 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 ha. Okay, leave it at that. Like, oh, ha 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 ha. It's funny. I get it. Then she's like, that's appropriate for Dave. Okay, that to me told me one of two things. One, Heidi doesn't respect that he actually has a problem. He is addicted to alcohol, was addicted, is going through, the aftermath of going through a program after coming down from, whatever happened with him. And he claims that it changed his life and also, so let's take his word for it. So Heidi thinks that's a joke. Saving your life is a joke to her, and especially someone she loves deeply, allegedly. Okay, that's one option. The other option is that he doesn't take it seriously either, and it's all a joke to him too, and something happened where Rachel accused him of being a drunk or something, and they have a custody thing, and like he had to prove to the court that he could go, do this treatment program. I don't know. I have no idea which one it is, but either one is pretty bad. 2 bad options, I think. And it's just poor taste. Like if I was, struggling with anything and someone made a joke about it, was like, that's appropriate for you, I would be upset. Especially it just happened like a couple months ago. This is not that long ago. It's not like, 10 years ago you went to treatment. It's like, no, within the year he was in a treatment facility and unable to even participate in any of these activities before. Anyways, all right. So funny.
Oh my God. So that's not it. Transform bar over here. The transform bar is coming in strong here. Oh my goodness. Who knew that we had so many flavors? The thing is, I knew, but
who knew? The thing is, I knew. Okay. Thanks, Heidi. I mean, can you believe our flavor list is this stacked? Okay. Here's more proof that I think this mastermind was like an afterthought and they just threw some shit together and was like hoping for the best.
Never actually paid attention. Thank you. Times 1 million. We got.
It says, Transform team, thank you for not just sending, but overnighting all of the goods for this mastermind. Heidi, you announced this thing like 3 months ago and said at the end of it, you're going to have a mastermind. Why would they have to overnight you stuff? I don't understand. I really think she forgot or just did not give a shit and was like, okay, whatever. They'll just come to my house, my old house, and like, we can like talk about our feelings or something. I don't know. She's like, they'll pay. They're idiots. Whatever. Angela Arnold, yikes on bikes. Agreed. And for that, we need to play my favorite soundbite.
Oh, I love that sound.
He does love that sound. He also
I love you.
loves you, Angela. Just so you know, Dave, not all heroes wear capes, but all heroes love you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Angela. Okay. Yeah, so more proof that I just think that this is a chaos event.
Lazy Susan with some boost shot. We got our green.
How weird, too. Like, her and her ex-husband are on the back of all these bottles. It must be old. These bottles must be like 2 years old because why wouldn't they take that picture off by now? This is old Boost. Look at everyone go look at the labels immediately.
Hydration, little pre-workout just in case. We're set. I zonked last night in the middle of posting.
She's in the dentist's office. So flash forward to the next day, she's in the dentist's office with Dave. Can you imagine being in a dentist's office, like in the waiting room, like you're trying to get your, cavities filled and there's like a person like recording a full ass video? Hi guys, welcome to my life. Here's my take by take, moment by moment of my life here. It says, I zonked last night, right in the middle of posting about our incredible weekend. The rest is coming because it's so good.
About our incredible weekend, zonked. So literally that was like the build up, and then you didn't get anything. So you're about to get the rest of them.
Back to my music. Back to the weekend when gotta read this incorrectly. Sorry. When I given y'all a tour of the pad, these lovely ladies were being poured into with some meditation and breath work in the garage. Yeah, gasping for their lives. Probably. Thank you, Seeking Sapphire, don't know who that is, for helping create a beautiful space for what was to come. Hold on. She's like, God damn it, what am I doing? There's 1 inch of space here. There's a literal SUV. That's not enough room for everybody. They're like, okay, let's just close this quickly because this looks depressing. And that's what happened in the garage, folks. Some sort of workout. Everyone had their yoga mats laid out when they were standing together. That's all we get to see. That's the magic because you got to pay $4,000 to be in the room. And like that, school was in session. Heidi Powell teaching people to do something that she probably doesn't do herself. Okay, why do I love this work so much? What's the work? We don't know. Because being a first-hand witness to women finding the strength to finally stand in their truths, to be who they, okay, here's a Dave Hollis line, if I ever heard one. To be who they've always wanted to be is everything, and we laugh together a lot. Heidi, you're in your ex-husband's and yours house because you're not over your divorce that happened 2+ years ago. Find the strength to finally stand in your truth and stop this insane behavior, please. Okay, let's continue.
Love seeing the difference in you arriving today versus the first day you show up. Yeah. Like you are confident.
Okay, they were talking about your confidence is so much better today than yesterday. Okay, cool. When you win a Get Fit challenge, we fly you in to be a part of this beautiful VIP mastermind group. Acknowledgement of our celebration is huge in appreciating our gifts and who we are. Many of us struggle with this. So here we love you. So here we love on you big as we teach you how to love yourself. Again, only $4,000 to be loved on. Dave screaming that everyone needs to stand up. Okay, these are the people who won. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people. So maybe 35 minus 7 didn't have to pay to be there. Okay. Still $100,000. Let me see. 35 minus 7 times 4,000. $112,000. So still able to afford Hershey's bars, I think. Okay, and here's something I find shocking and weird. Then, just like that, our 16-hour day full of group breakthroughs, connection like you've never experienced, and celebration started. I'm serious. It was 16 hours. Okay, so I used to work for this, like as a freelancer, for this conference that they was 3 days long, and it was like literally like 16-hour days, 3 days in a row. And on the third day, like they had the longest segment before like the big keynote speaker where they sold everything to you, and people were so exhausted that they were just like, okay, yeah, take my credit card, here you go. They weren't thinking straight. No one had eaten. They had been on their feet for that many hours. They were like trying to, had to do the dancing because they forced you to stand up and do that stupid dancing. And I think it's all a tactic to get you to buy whatever they're selling, to like literally exhaust you to the point where if they put a pitch in front of you, you're like, yeah, whatever, just like so I can leave and go home. That's a real thing. They do that that's a tactic. So when I see 16 hours, I'm like, oh, wow, impressive. It's like, oh no, you're probably trying to whittle people down to sign them up for the next whatever shit you're selling. But who knows? 16 hours of coaching, plus tacos by the pool. I would want a full-ass catered meal, a full buffet with like watermelon, display pieces if I paid $4,000 for a day. And especially if she's like, Heidi's using her old house as the venue. Like, what is this money for? It's a nice backyard. Okay, and lots of dancing. And then she texts somebody, I'm not going to play the music because I don't want to get copyright. So some people are sitting on the couch chilling. It's like, yeah, they're having like a sleepover. Some people are dancing. Oh, I'll just turn the music down. Here we go. Okay, it looks a little chaotic for me. Looks a little bit like church camp weekend for me. Like this should be a professional event, in my opinion. Okay. The night couldn't end without what? The night couldn't end without and faceplant and birthday celebration. I don't know what that means. Happy birthday, Sarah. Thanks for flying all the way here from Switzerland. Faceplant in 3, 2, 1.
That was very graceful.
Okay, not to be totally nitpicky here, but I think Heidi has an attention problem. She needs to be the center of attention. So if someone's getting their birthday candle, she's going to fall over and be like, oh my God, guys, look at me. I fell. Did you see that I fell? That's the vibe I get, and I have a video to kind of piggyback off of that idea that we can watch shortly. She needs to be the center of attention at all times. Because that to me seems like, what did you fall over? Your own feet?
And any used sticks this might be the best part of the night. Squirrel, mallow. Let's get toasted. This is so great, you guys.
Okay. This is weird. If anyone watching this is wondering if we have fun, here's your answer. Okay, screaming. Yeah, it looks like they're getting married or she's having a baby and they're opening gifts about like their baby girl because they have pink balloons in the background. Show up for my baby shower with Dave Hollis. That's the vibes. Also, that clip where they're laughing to me seems like, okay, let's record a clip for the haters. Okay, everyone laugh hysterically. 3, 2, 1. That's how I felt about that clip, but okay. Because what is so funny? If you don't like laughing, you should never come to one of these because the later it got, the louder we laughed. Literally, the best thing for our souls. All right, here we go. I mean, I appreciate this photo has the timestamp to prove our late night, but with our tired faces, I don't think a timestamp is needed for proof. I think we were all 6 blinks away from REM state. Dreams were happening with our eyes open, and we were all there for it to make this day last forever. What could you possibly have accomplished in 16 hours sitting in your old home? Just tell me one. Tell me one accomplishment that was attained. I'll wait. That's my own music too. Okay. I'm so proud of these women and what we all have created together. It's so hard to believe this right here, the magic we experienced. All started with one simple 60-day Get Fit challenge. And it ended with us making hearts with our hands and Dave being front and center, even though he has nothing to do with this. Okay. To see what it's turned into, and to know deep in my soul we're just beginning, makes me cry. They're always crying. Nothing's been written on the board. Not one word has been written on this board. Every shot I've seen. What was the point of it? This a community of selfless, freaking funny, fun, amazing, high energy women who life other women up, never tearing them down. Well, sorry, this ain't the channel for that. This is a community of selfless. Okay, again, let me just read it. Let me just read it the way it's been written. Stop trying to add my own words. This a community of selfless, freaking funny, fun, amazing, high energy women who life other women up, never tearing them down. I think she meant to say lift. Let me drink my iced coffee while you give me a gift. That's a good mastermind. Okay. All right, we're almost done with this part. All while chasing our dreams and adding to our toolboxes daily. Do we have another challenge soon? You can be a part of. You guys are asking. Oh, thank you, Boo Thing. Are you the real Boo Thing? Are you the Boo Thing? Or are you just a Boo Thing?
Boo Thing.
You're Boo Thing. Okay. For that Boo Thing, we'll add this song, but it's not that exciting. But I think it would be appropriate for certain moments of the streams.
What am I wearing?
That one, and of course, because of the amount that you've donated, which is very, 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 what's the word? Gracious of you. I'm like running out of words. Like it's grateful of you. No, it's gracious of you to give me that much money. Thank you so much. Dave says this about that amount of money.
$18 stinking dollars.
How much was that, Dave?
It is 18 American dollars.
Okay. And what if I don't have a job?
I'm sorry that you don't have a job.
It's so low, that one. Okay, so I don't have a job. I don't want to pay $18. What do I do then?
Unfollow me.
Okay. Having a whole conversation with Dave. Thank you, Boo Thing. I love it. One more for the road.
The best, goodest, good girl you ever met in your life.
That's me. All right. Okay. And it's going to come on September something. You better believe it. I cannot keep living into my purpose. Oh, I can't not keep living into my purpose. It's not open for registration yet because they're probably going to freaking raise the price. I have a feeling. That's my prediction. Come meet the most wonderful women on this planet. And Dave. Okay, this is someone who works on her events. I don't think full-time because she also works with the other guy that she works with. I love this girl since I met her at Epic Weekend years ago. To see her work the program, climb the ranks, and eventually grow into who she is today. Someone who builds with me makes me cry. And this one is kind of weird. A huge thank you to my entire team who we could not have pulled this off without. Rachel Hollis emoji. And especially to my amazing accountability coaches who showed up this weekend in a major way by being present physically and emotionally for every single second. And she tags 3 people. Accountability coaches? Weird. Okay. That was that. Now, let's go into my prediction about Heidi needing to be the center of attention at all times. Where did I come up with this crazy idea? Well, I have just the answer. Now, the big problem is going to be getting the thing back into the right spot. Okay. Yeah? No. Nah? Almost. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Did it. Okay. Everyone's like, what are you doing? I have to do that like blindly because I only have the one screen. All right. So here's Dave's perspective on the mastermind. We're not going to go through the whole thing, but the phone call that he has with his daughter after the mastermind is what I find to be interesting. So here we go. Heidi and I hosted, and I don't know why I don't know. I think he needs to just leave, personally. Like, I don't know. It's like women can be empowered to, like, be ourselves and live our dreams and soul sisters. And then Dave, like, just let him go home or go home, Dave. I don't understand why that happens so often. There's always men around. Like, have an event for women, by women, for women, of women. Why do we need Dave? Like, I just don't get it. That's my personal gripe. Okay, anyway, so he says, Heidi and I hosted extraordinary women from around the world at an in-person mastermind to celebrate the end of the most recent Get Fit Challenge. So proud of these friends. These are paying customers, Dave. So proud of these friends who've worked so hard for their transformation inside and out. This is my own music. Okay, here's some pics. Ultimate bonus, getting to watch the woman you love. The woman you love or the woman I love, Dave? Who is us that love her or you that love her? But again, are you friends? Like last time you made any sort of announcement, you guys were besties. We're not dating. We're not anything. Dumbasses. Like that's what he basically said. Like you guys just assume that we're dating, but we're not. Okay. Getting to watch the woman you love do the things she was meant to do on this planet. What? Scam people? One of those rare experiences where those leading get as much out of it as those receiving. I think when you're paying $4,000, like that should not be a priority. Personally. So fired up for the next challenge when it starts September 5th. They're always on to the next one. They're always on to the next money-making adventure. Like this one's over. We're done with this one. Now we want to make more money the next time. We need to make more $100,000. Okay. After more than 8 weeks of transformation and Get Fit, so proud of these women pushed against their comfort zone to be vulnerable in a safe but unknown space for healing. How come like this has become like a healing space? Like these people signed up to like do a fitness challenge. Why has it become a soul searching, dream building, healing trauma through a unqualified source group? That's where I'm concerned about.
How we doing, guys?
And this is the same clip that she's like, what is this?
We're ready for whatever this is. What is this thing?
We're gonna find out.
First conversation.
We're going to find out. We have no idea because we don't plan anything. The power of community, space for connection, and a call of celebrating you. So often when we trust a process and release ourselves from expectation, when you release yourself from expecting to get your money's worth out of our program, then you will succeed. And ease back a little control that we're able to access the healing breakthroughs we've been looking for.
Release yourself from whatever you expect this to be, and then it will be exactly what it's supposed to be.
Again, he's in the background, he's saying, if you release yourself from what you think this is supposed to be, then you'll receive what it's supposed to be. It's like, okay, that's spoken by a true person who's unprepared for what they're about to do. Getting to do this work with Heidi Powell, serving these extraordinary women, has been, these fucking people, man. They make so much money. They make so many grammatical errors. Like their whole thing is like, I'm a storyteller. I'm a writer. I'm a professional speaker, motivational person who's going to make content that's going to inspire you. It's like, you can't even put a sentence together on a Instagram story. I can't even read these. I sound like I'm so like, getting to do this work with Heidi, serving these extraordinary women has been the most fulfilling of my career. Yeah, no one looks very breakthrough-y right now. Oh, there's some words. It says connect, create, celebrate, name. Where are you? Where you're from? Okay, very deep. Random thing about you. Hardest thing in the last year. Okay, very exciting, very deep. Again, this is Dave's perspective. I'm so connected to using what I've been given to pour into the lives of this community where transformation continues to happen right in front of our eyes. So grateful, and it's just the beginning. We have more money to make. What has he been given? By God or what? By his sobriety coach? Like what? What has he been given to pour into? So proud of me and what's his name? John Travolta. John Travolta and I took some photos for our Grease Lightning edition. Some Baby Got Back, Get Fit Grease edition. Weird. So proud of Heidi Powell and the team we make so proud of Heidi and the team we make after all the fun we've been through. We're just getting warmed up. Okay, we get it. You're getting started. You're getting warmed up. There's more money out there. You've left money on the table. You're gonna go get it. We get it. We would love to have you join this amazing Get Fit community. Okay, more selling. Okay, here's the lovely testimonials. You've changed my life, Dave. You've made me feel seen, heard, and something for the first time in my life. Relatable. Thank you for being exactly who you are. You are doing amazing things. It was the gift of a lifetime getting to meet you and spend time with you. I can't wait to see you next time. You are truly the most amazing person. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, that's so weird. Thank you, but like, how could you possibly know that? I'm glad that you feel helped by me, but like, dial it back 10%, 20, 30, 50%. Thank you. And I guess they like made them do this immediately because how did he have all these screenshots like the day later of this mastermind? They must have like booked time in their 16 hours for them to all write testimonials for them. And his response is, I'll be over here crying, so grateful for the opportunity to do this work with this extraordinary community. Here's another one. Finally home, still trying to wrap my mind around this weekend and all the hard things I did that I would have never done before. Like working out in a Arizona garage. It feels so good to have faced some of my fears and not continue to run from them, like breathing. I'm adding my own words, obviously. I am forever changed by this experience, and all of you, Wonder Women, for sharing your thoughts, experiences, challenges, advice, love, and support. I have never been around such beautiful, uplifting, positive people my entire life, and I am forever changed from you all and this whole experience. Thank you for being so welcoming and having me. I love you all. My heart has never been this full. I have a whole notebook full of nuggets to apply to my life. Thank you, Heidi and Dave and whoever that is, for pushing me, loving, and never giving up on me. There are no words to express my gratitude. Seems a little bit dramatic, but okay. Let's move on. Okay, this is the part where I'm like, Heidi cannot share the spotlight. Here we go. And it says, Dave says, how did we recover from an amazing event? The greatest call from the Energizer Bunny herself. First up, a game of bracelet show and tell. There's a lot of pride for our respective wristwear. Okay, this girl is 5 years old. Just keep in mind, Noah is 5 years old. So, okay. So now we get the phone on the floor. Next up, a full floor routine. Hard work paying off. So Dave is now sharing the camera, the FaceTime screen with Heidi. She's just being silly. She's being 5 years old. Okay, this is all good. I still hate that Dave shares this with, 400,000 people. It's his private stuff. Why are you recording FaceTimes, you weirdo? But okay. Then the gauntlet was thrown. A challenge. Move for move. Noah wanted the championship belt. Not from me. Again, Noah is 5 years old. Now, there's going to be a fitness challenge between a 5-year-old and Heidi Powell, a fitness expert. Okay, that sounds fair and normal. Okay, so now she's done the splits, and then Heidi comes back with this. I can't even believe I'm saying this. This is like so stupid. This is so ridiculous. Okay. Oh, no, she didn't. Heidi dropped the pretzel on her this early in the competition. Noah, quote, you look just like Ruby. Yes, I have a daughter and a woman with a childlike spirit in my life. I don't think Noah said that, but okay. Okay, you can't really see it in the corner. I made it bigger, so just watch for now. Okay. This is so that's what we just watched. She's watching this FaceTime. This is the screen in which this is what Dave was recording while poor, cute, flexible, gymnastics-loving Noah was sitting there on the phone trying to talk to her dad. This is what Dave decides to show Noah. Okay. I have several questions. What the fuck is this? Why are you doing this? Why are you so weird? Why are you competing with a 5-year-old? Dave, why are you filming this? Why is this okay with you? Noah hits back with flexibility that can't be matched by the master. Okay. So, yeah, we'll skip past this part. Okay, so she's going there. She's doing that. Okay, this is what Heidi shows. So she's doing this little move. Cute. Okay, here's Heidi's response. Who's better? Who's better? Vote. Who's better? Give me the marks. Who's better, Noah or me? Dave, who's better? Who did more better gymnastics, her or me? You have to pick one. You can't have both of us. It's either me or her. Okay. Yeah, and that's it. And he says, I am dead. Look at this protective powerhouse as she gets closer to me. Don't kick my dad. Yeah, she's probably like, what is this? I'm 5 and I know this is weird. Anyways, yeah, that was odd. It's like, she's done that before. Like I've seen her do the pretzel before in videos. She's like out of the blue. She's just like at the gym and she's like, this is her old videos. She's like, hey, do you want to see me do a pretzel? And everyone's like, no, or says nothing. She's like, puts her like behind her head and does that thing where she's like, I don't know. It's weird to me. It's weird. It's so weird. Okay. So last thing about them, Dave got new teeth and was high on drugs, according to himself. He's saying that, not me. And recorded a bunch of stuff. So we can go through some of them. Some of them are sort of boring. But Dave, he took a social media break. He was done with social media. He actually changed his bio too. I can only see it on my phone screen. I can't see it on my other screen. But he changed his bio, and I'll read it to you. It says, dad of 4, human, as if there was another choice, believer, writer, podcast host, running and fitness fan, Bronco love, working on it. Let's stay connected outside of social. Okay, that's what his bio says. However, when he's now on social quite a lot, especially in the last, several weeks, but definitely in the last week and a half, he's been like, I'm back full time, baby. I never took a break. Yeah, I don't know. Excuse me. So David goes to the dentist. This is the not cute video. This is a weird ass video, I will say. But it does exist, so why not watch it? Okay, so he's doing an AMA, which I don't know why you would open yourself up to this, but okay. It says, what's on your mind? Ask me anything. How are you doing, Dave? How are the kids?
Themselves, a week of camp left. And from what I can see of the picture,
I want to go back.
I am doing well, thank you. It was leg day today. I can complain all day about it. I won't. The kids are doing well. The boys themselves, a week of camp left. And from what I can see of the pictures, they are living their very best life.
It feels like summer.
Oops, I should have cut that out. What I can see in the pictures, I guess they're not communicating with him at this time. Interesting. Sort of, but not surprising.
Like summer.
Oh, come on. Okay, sorry, I had to skip a little bit. Okay, it's his birthday.
Birthday today at one of his favorite places on the planet. So let's wish happy birthday to Mr. Ford.
Okay, so this is if you remember correctly, I did a couple videos about it. Ford for Thought. It was a video series that Dave did with Ford. And it was really disappointing because in the videos, you can tell Ford wants to connect with his dad. He wants to be a part of his dad's life. And I think the reason he asked for a show, because Dave's like, oh, he asked for the show. It's like, yeah, well, because Dave has Tea Time with Noah, which is this other show, and I say that very lightly, YouTube video series where he literally screams at Noah. This is from a couple years ago, or a year ago now. And, he wrote a children's book about it, which is coming out officially in November. So that was a new piece of news too, sort of confirmation that the book is coming out. He's going to talk about it in a second. But this was a series that he was doing. And Ford for Thought was going to be a part of his documentary. So if you were to go in theaters to watch Dave Hollis's documentary of him sitting on a rock overcoming his divorce, Ford for Thought, there's an unreleased episode that he was going to put on the screen. I don't know. This is vintage Hollisville now at this point. So, but I guess because Ford doesn't look like this, obviously. He just showed a picture of him. He has longer hair. He looks a little bit older. So this is an old clip of them. And we can watch it. We don't have to watch the whole thing, but it just shows Dave to me, is not good with kids. That's the vibe I get from watching this.
Appendicitis, I am not scared of actually getting it. I am scared of what they do to remove it.
Oh. You don't like the idea of surgery?
No.
Well, here's the good news, and I, again, don't want to overwhelm you with fact or science, but the percentages, if you think of just math, are wildly in your favor of surviving appendicitis.
I know. I keep reminding myself, it is more likely for an asteroid to hit somebody than for me to get appendicitis.
That math is not totally correct. I appreciate that you went to that length, but I would say that it is more likely for you to get injured in some way doing a super routine like playing on the playground than it is for you to get injured with appendicitis.
What do you mean by that?
I don't want to give you irrational fear about playgrounds. I would like you to keep enjoying monkey bars. But statistically speaking, if we just went to the math, there is a higher probability.
Isn't this like so weird? Like, it's not entertaining to anyone outside of maybe him and his son. And even to his son, he's like basically scaring him for no reason. Like, okay, this is a weird conversation.
Of you falling off of the jungle gym than there is you having a side effect or bad reaction to the anesthesia that they're using.
I also don't like his cadence and how he yells. He yells. Everything is like, you will have a reaction to the appendicitis and the anesthesia. It's like, who are you talking to, Dave? Talk to your son. He's right there. These microphones don't even work. They're not even plugged into anything. Like, just, no one needs to, first of all, this shouldn't even be recorded. Just go hang out with your kid. It's just weird. I don't know.
In appendicitis.
I am saying, like,
Here we go.
He always does that.
my dearest mother.
Oh, here we go. Let's bring mom into this.
Well, thanks for asking, Jan.
See, I wish that part would have been more interesting, but okay. We're not going to get the tea on mother. Okay. How are you and your family doing after your loss of your grandmother?
You know, she had a very, very strong faith. We have faith. And so, you know, at the end, when you know where you're going, when you know what you believe, it's hard, but there's also peace.
I don't know. That answer is kind of weird. Like, we're actually doing perfect because, you know, she's 100, so who really cares? Okay. You can still be upset that your grandma died, Dave. You're allowed to have feelings. My God. Okay. What's on your mind? Bring back John and Dave.
Oh, I think this is a great idea.
Oops.
Oh, I think this is a great idea. Actually, John and his daughters wrote a book about soundtracks, the stories that we believe in our head. I'm interviewing he and one of his daughters today. I'm going to bring it up.
I'm not a fan of John Acuff. It's shocking, I know, but yeah, he's very snarky, but in like a mean way. I don't know. Seems a little weird to me. What's your custody? Dave, don't answer these questions. No one needs to know your custody. No one needs to see your kids. Number one. No one needs to have a book about your kid. No one needs to know your custody arrangements. Are we insane? Have we just gone literally insane? Just like the social media has just like melted all of our brains that we just like share this insanity of information. Hey, what's your child's school address? What teacher do they have? Because I want to go and just sit into a class. Like, what's your custody arrangement? I don't know. Like, that's personal.
Ray and I do 50-50 custody. We are just coming out of summer where we had 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off, 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. But when we get into the school year, week on, week off is what we're doing. But we've tried a variety of things and keep tinkering.
Yeah, he says like 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. He hasn't had his kids, from what I can tell, for 3 weeks, and since like the beginning of the divorce, it seems like he's with Heidi. He's with Heidi's kids maybe for 3 weeks, but I have not, unless he's not showing them. But he's also like in Arizona, so unless the kids are hiding somewhere like in the back of the house and they're not being shown, I don't think that that's the true arrangement. I think it might be Dave's nanny has the kids. I don't know for sure, but it just like from what he shares on social media and what Heidi shares of him on social media, he hasn't had the kids for 3 weeks from what I can tell. But okay. Are you getting therapy?
Absolutely. I mean, I've had more therapy in 2022 than any other year in my life. And I credit it to pulling up and dealing with a whole bunch of stuff that I hadn't previously faced. I love therapy. Recommend it for everyone.
Agreed. Love therapy. I love the message. Thank you, Dave. I'll give you a thumbs up for that one. I don't have an applause here. No. Good job, Dave. We support Therapy King. Do you think dropping booze was key to your ability to stay on track?
Well, drinking was just such a source of shame and an avoidance tactic. And in that state, there was compromised confidence and low self-worth. And not drinking lets me build those things back up while facing the things I got to face.
What? Okay, doesn't make sense. What wonderful things did God drop in your heart while you took your break from social media? Note, social media isn't real. So why are you here?
Probably the best thing is just the ability to see what's real and not real, connect to kind of who I am, irrespective of the cheers.
Is irrespective a real word? Irrespective? I think he meant irregardless. Irrespective. I heard that the first time and I was like, wait, what? What is that word? He's a New York Times bestselling author. Irrespective. Hold on. Irrespective. Well, I guess so. Not taking something into account. Okay, I am the loser here.
Or the criticism, the accomplishments, or anything else. Oh man, I don't know that you ever get your mental health in order. I think it's an everyday
It says, can you talk about how you got your mental health in order? Struggling so much here.
thing we got to keep on working on. Very much a work in progress here, but a lot of boundaries, a lot of therapy, understanding the cause and effect of what I consume, be it media or booze. It's true.
Okay, I need to soundbite this. I already put this on my list, but I didn't do it yet. Why do I think you'd have stinky breath? Like you're a coffee breath guy. I don't know.
My mouth is like a dump in a sewer had a baby. And then it got really warm. Like really warm.
Yeah, I need to make that a full soundbite. Yeah, I see some of the questions. It's so funny. Yeah. Rachel, do you have a question for Dave? What do you want to know?
What happened to dinosaurs?
What other questions do you have? I don't know. I think that's the only question one. Oh, wait. What is Heidi? No, she doesn't have any questions either.
Well, I have two pieces of advice. One,
It says, how do you pump yourself up when you're blah?
if you can connect to some why, some reason that's bigger than you're not wanting to do it, that's important. But two, find an accountability partner, join a community like our Get Fit community. Co-parenting is
Join a community like our Get Fit community. He is hard selling, man. He must be getting some money from this because he's been selling this next round. How is co-parenting after separation?
freaking hard. I mean, anyone who's been through divorce can attest. You do the best that you can, and even with the best of intentions, each of you are living individual lives. You're likely to have deviations in how you'd approach things. You do your best. The best
I feel like that's like their situation. That's not a universal situation. But anyways, okay. Best part of 2020 so far.
part, wildly, the thing that I also didn't want to have to necessarily do was going to treatment. Those 8 weeks fundamentally changed my life, had me looking at things I would have never looked at. In separating myself from the world, let that work happen.
So going to treatment was the best part of 2022, but then he laughs about getting toasted. I don't get it. Okay, here's a love note to Heidi. I am drawn to this woman. She's my best friend. She's so smart and kind, works so hard for her passion, and still prioritizes fun. She sees around corners in business. She reminds me of what she sees in me on the days I forget. Her heart is so big, full first for her kids and expansive enough to hold ample space for me and mine. Everyone who knows her is wildly better for it, including me. I'm fortunate to know her and am grateful for our love and her willingness to drive me to the dentist to get these choppers finished. I don't know. I just don't care. Like, why do I have to read about the love that you have for your buddy? Okay, now I think this is after the surgery. So this is pre-surgery questions. Now these are after, or not surgery, whatever, the procedure, because his mouth is all busted. Did you get something done to your teeth? They look great. And it says, there's some great behind the scenes for my special fan club. I think he's talking about Reddit, but I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, today was the final day. I mean, the swelling of the lip gives it all away. This is the best look I've ever had. Yes, I'm slowly becoming a cyborg, and I wanted to get veneers, and today was the last day.
Only on the tops, though, I think. I can't even smile when I make jokes right now. The question is, why are you so cringe?
Years and years of practice. I mean, I've taken courses, I've read books, but mostly just a lot of like really deliberately, intentionally trying to be cringy. That's the answer.
I think that's probably true. He attended too many Rise conferences. That's why he became cringy. Favorite vacation locale?
The season is really going to be the dictator of this answer. In winter, I'm huge into skiing. So Park City, one of my faves. In the summer, I love Mexico. Best vacation ever, Ibiza. I'm building.
Ibiza. I think he meant to say Ibiza, but I got cut off. Ibiza. It's funny because Rachel said she hates skiing, and then now she skis with her boo thing, but she said that she never skied before. I didn't know Dave was a skier. Interesting. What changes to your diet did you do to get into the shape you're in? Macros, protein, 250. Jesus, that's a lot, bro. Carbs, 385. Fat, 70. Plus 2 gallons of water and 45 minutes of working out 6 days a week. I mean, 45 minutes is pretty... I mean, it depends on how intense you're going. Okay, he's trying to become Chris Powell is the answer there.
Right now. So I am on a macro counting plan where I know how many grams of fat. Professionally, there.
So, sorry, I skipped ahead because I got a text from it that was showing. Okay, how are you? Next goal, physically and professionally speaking. Oh yeah, here's another announcement, everybody.
There's another challenge coming up here, fitness challenge in September. Tea Time with Noah book in November. This lip looks like it's still growing. I'm still doing the podcast and on the physical side. I've always
bedtime. I can't believe he's gonna publish. I mean, I guess like it's already done, so like why not just publish it and like just bury it at the very least? But like Tea Time with Noah book, like really, like you're with your kids like once a year. Like someone said it in the chat, but FaceTime with Noah would be more appropriate. I kind of want to play a Tea Time with Noah episode just to remind everybody of like how horrible it was. Towards the boat. Glad you're feeling better. Oh, thank you.
I will slowly buy you a boat.
Thank you, James Wojcik. He will slowly buy you a boat. And make sure to remember,
it's giving me life.
It's giving him life, but also remember,
I'm all about getting a free ride.
That's Dave.
That wasn't nice.
I know. It wasn't nice, Dave. Thank you, James. And one more for the road.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Yeah, okay.
Tried to find things that push me beyond what I think I can do, maybe scare the out of me a little bit. I found something that I am pushing for in real time. The last 3 fitness challenges
Heidi has been the most extraordinary inspo.
Have been this amazing introduction for me as a newer person in fitness to the kind of understanding of body.
He's like a new person in fitness. Okay, did you and Rachel, he was in Rachel's exercise app. He was like a person who was like leading classes in the app, I believe, fitness classes. He has a whole warehouse gym in his property with like professional fitness equipment. He's run marathons. Like I don't know. This is bullshit. For like 5 years, he's been posting like, this is the best shape I've ever been in. This is the best shape I've ever been in. This is the best, every year. And I was like, I'm a new fitness person. Like, no, you're not. You got a new girlfriend, but that's about it.
Movement, the understanding of nutrition, and I've been amazed at how applying what I've learned has fundamentally changed my body, how I feel. So I am taking that and trying to see how far I can go by entering an amateur bodybuilding competition at the end of October. And it's meant a lot of time in the gym and a lot of discipline around what I eat and not drinking and everything else. But when it comes to building confidence or seeing hard work turn into a result and how it produces pride, it's been a thing.
I mean, good for him, I guess. Like, whatever. Like, you want to do something for yourself? Great. It just seems like they go so fast. Like, they always have to have some sort of, and especially him and Rachel too, and Heidi too, like, they never can just be happy with their kids and relax and like be off social media. They have to be proving themselves to the world every 5 seconds. It's like, I just find it to be exhausting to watch. Like, he tried the triathlon, didn't really prepare for it, didn't really make it through, but tried to lie and say that he did. And it's like, does that really feel good for you? Like, ultimately, I feel like it wouldn't. Ultimately, you'd feel like kind of like a fraud. So I don't know. Like, I feel like he just got out of rehab. He's traveling all over the place, back and forth to Texas and Arizona, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, he's not working really, other than with like Heidi trying to promote her own thing. Like, do you really need to be adding this to your plate? I say no, but you know, I'm not his mother, so whatever. Someone says, I'm getting divorced and can't seem to be able to fully let go. Or how did you do it? Or doing it?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Divorce sucks. Number one, give yourself grace. Grief doesn't go away. It just changes over time. For me, the biggest change happened
Divorce
when
expert.
I realized I was grieving the way I wish things could have been instead of staying present with the way that things are. Good news.
So wise.
One, the lip has gone down quite a bit. Little puffy still, but Heidi has returned from a workout, and behind the scenes.
She's like, don't take the camera away from me. Don't take the camera away.
It's behind the scenes of a glorious day of getting teeth finalized is about to happen. What's great is I have a slight memory of most of the footage that is coming.
Let me see.
This may be my new LinkedIn profile pic. Everything is fine. Oh, Lord. That's not a good look. Where Dave got a fat lip and some new chompers.
Smile. Why won't your face move? I don't know. Did you get some kind of injection for new lips? No. I just can't move my face.
Also, there's like a professional camera guy here, and he was like doing some stuff with Heidi before, like some workout videos. So I'm assuming they're working on YouTube content. I'm assuming for her YouTube channel. They both have taken a break. Heidi's taken less of a break, but Dave took like a full break from his YouTube channel since like I don't even know if he posted in 2022. We can check. But it's interesting to see him there. Like, oh no, sorry. Ban. Dave, we're talking about you, aren't we? No, we're talking about love chat, XYZ. Sorry. Thank you for pointing it out. I tried to ban it, but wasn't fast enough. Okay, hopefully that's good. Yeah, whenever we're talking about Dave, he sends in the sex bots. My bad. Thank you for pointing it out, everybody. So here's Dave in like the break room of the dentist's office. It says, I immediately went for those pretzels. Stat. Turns out it wasn't the first time. And some peanut butter pretzels because Hi Dave, not to be confused with Hi Dave, that's Heidi and Dave together, apparently loves him some peanut butter pretzels. Note, big dental procedures like this for big men who hate dental procedures require a little medication. And it was entertaining. This is probably for like the staff. And like, I feel like Heidi feels like she owns everywhere she goes, so she's just like, yeah, go in there. Go for it. The staff room, yeah.
That's what you get.
And the last time he had been there, I knew I'd been in that break room before. I mean, those pretzels, though.
Your reward.
Dave, did you make it to the break room?
I'm not allowed to eat.
Yeah, you're allowed to eat.
Can I have 2 cups of these pretzels?
Just be careful with those temporaries.
Appointments. Bye.
She's like, can you get out of... I'm trying to take a break here. Can you get this camera crew out of here, please?
Far the best of these appointments. As much as I can't yet totally speak normally because my mouth is numb, I feel wildly...
Who is wanting this video? Whatever video this is going to be made into, like, who is wanting this?
better than
who are they making this for?
Time. Good morning, beautiful.
Okay. Now here's something I find distasteful. Dave's grandma Lee, he's talked about her many, many times before. He had people send her birthday gifts and stuff, or not gifts, birthday cards. He said it was thousands. It looked like a dozen, but okay. And he's brought her up. She was in his book. A picture of her was in his book. This is not just a new thing he's brought up, but she passed away last week, 2 weeks ago, and he's already made a podcast episode about it. I find that to be in poor taste. It also seems like he recorded talks with her secretly without her knowing. Now, whether she would care or not, if these were shared, I don't know. I don't know her. I've never met her. I don't know what her beliefs are on like sharing, you know, her voice to the world. But the way that he was here talking to her, like his eyes, and then down here was like the camera. So like obviously he was like trying to hide it. I just find it to be in poor taste, personally. Like, could you wait till she's buried before you start to make money and make Shopify ads? You know that, but you know you gotta make that money. You're a business guru. You gotta make that cash, and you know grandma's dead. Might as well hit publish, I guess. I don't know. I just find it to be gross, but
people, if you are looking for something to listen to today, my beautiful, my wonderful, my sweet Grandma Lee. She passed away a week ago. We have a service for her on Tuesday of next week, but I compiled in the Rise Together podcast today some of my favorite conversations, some of her wisdom, a lot of her laughing, and I hope it encourages you, inspires you, maybe makes you remember someone that you miss in your life.
Yeah, I doubt that that's going to happen, but thanks for the consideration, Dave. Dave-a-la. Okay, so that's them. That's Dave and Heidi. That's the update there. Heidi, I remember she got like a podcast mic because she was going to start a podcast. That never came to fruition. Thank God. So they're basically, he's doing a fitness competition. She's getting ready and geared up for the next event in September, which apparently he's like their number one salesperson from what it seems, and sneakily adding those little sales perspectives. It's so funny. I searched Dave Hollis, like my video comes up first. Okay, let's see for just a second. He hasn't posted in 6 months. Let me bring it up. Hold on. Hello. Okay. Yeah, he hasn't posted in 6 months, but let's just watch just for a quick second a Tea Time with Noah episode because, well, no, we don't have to look up the book again, but basically the book says like the extremely popular, they call it like a YouTube sensation. The YouTube sensation is now becoming a book, and that's like the marketing of the book, the children's book, Tea Time with Noah, and it's based on these YouTube videos. And I just want to play one to show you how horrible they really truly are. Let's do, I think I've watched all these. Okay, let's do one I haven't seen. They're short, so let's do Tea Time with Noah Sex Challenge, 90-day challenge. Okay, oh, this is back when they were still together because he's got the mohawk. But this is the idea of these stupid ass videos.
Oh, there's something in your hair.
What?
Come here. You've got fuzz in your hair.
Wait, can you see that? I have it full screen. It's so hard to do. Oh, we'll just play it this way. Sorry, I can't see it.
What?
What is this?
It's popcorn.
Popcorn was in your hair?
Yeah.
Let's get organized. What are you doing? What do you got? Is that a fidget spinner?
You use a fidget spinner.
What do you have, a time machine?
I throw it like a freaking.
No, it's not a throwing star. Are you ready for some tea time?
Yep.
Yes, you are.
Okay, this is just what I want to point out. This is great about Dave. Dave calls it Tea Time with Noah. But yet, I don't think he either knows how or finds it important to take the time to actually have tea, have a little pot and little cups and a little tea. You know, you could even put a juice or something in there, but just the effort that it would require to even stick to the premise of the show is just too much for Dave to bear. So he just cracks open a LaCroix and gives her like a little sip, which I don't know if LaCroix would be my first choice to give to a probably 4-year-old at this point, just given the bubbles and stuff, but who knows? I don't know. I don't have kids, so what do I know? But yeah, that's the vibe. We can listen to the most recent one. I saw someone wants that. Yeah, the most recent video was I think possibly promoting that men's conference that he was a part of. Let's do Give Yourself Grace. This is from 7 months ago. So this is post breakup. About the same time. It's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. He got, he went viral. It's a viral sensation with 248 views. Yikes. Okay, here we go.
Can you gargle with this?
No, it was pills.
I think you could gargle just a tiny bit. Shall we have some tea?
Yes.
Let's have some tea. Number one, I really appreciate this llama shirt you have on today. It's very nice. All right, do you know what we're going to toast to today? We're toasting to Grace. It's so good when it hits your lips.
First time, like that.
Easy, easy. Not for a long time, please.
No.
Do you know what grace is? What is grace? Grace is when you give someone else. What do you want? Oh, you want to throw a dress on? Why wouldn't we do it? Grace is like if you make a mistake, you don't get too down on yourself, right? If you make a mistake, you don't get too down on yourself. You're like, that's okay. I'm going to just try again next time. And you get back up.
I chased the pig.
You chase the pig? What does that have to do with grace? Number one, that you're hanging out with pigs blows my mind.
I get him pig.
You want to have that pig for dinner?
Like, mommy's gonna go in our tummy.
Okay, I
and the
can't.
chicken's
I'm
gonna
done.
go-
I've hit my limit. I thought like 2 minutes and 50 seconds was short enough. It was not. Dave. So that's the viral sensation that is the inspiration behind Tea Time for Noah book. So great, so amazing. Dave was really making high quality content back 6 months ago. I really miss it. I don't know. The whole thing is coming from a video production background, this is just the lowest of the low quality. He sets it up, his head's cut off half the time. It's like an iPhone twisted to the side, The premise is he's going to scream at her and say his self-help lines to a girl who obviously is too young to comprehend anything, but he thinks it's funny. So I don't know. The only funny part of that video is when she switched into the dress in the next frame. I thought that was pretty funny. But again, just shows to me, just oh, a man who doesn't know how to talk to kids is recording a video for some reason. Yeah. And that is that. So my thought was, and let me know what you guys think, we could switch gears a little bit. We've been talking for 2 hours now about Dave and Heidi, and a little rage at the beginning. I know some other creators have already, Heather the Lawyer and Mac Attack have already covered Rachel's podcast about healing yourself. I listened to all of her podcasts in recent weeks, or in the last couple weeks since I went live. That one is the best one in my opinion, the juiciest one. The one that I found what the fuck, every minute, what? So I think it would be the best one to analyze in that way, because the other ones are just drag on and on and on. It's I don't know. It's so boring. So I don't want to force anyone to listen to it. Or we can listen to Grandma Lee's video or Grandma Lee's episode, but then I also feel that's gonna be boring too, and I don't really like supporting Dave. I can't listen to Dave for very long, and I listen to him a lot. Oh, but update, it looks like Rise Together is back on Spotify. So there you go. He's back, everybody. He's back on the internet. He's back on Spotify. So if you've already listened to the analysis and you're sick of it, I totally understand. But I think that's the best one. And it's interesting to me because I did the book review too about Louise Hay, and she brings up Louise Hay's book, How to Heal Your Life. So I think I have some insider's perspective, and I'll text Steven to see if he can bring me the book. I don't know where it is. I feel like I've lost it. What is the symptom for losing the book? Because and this one, hold on, I'll show you my screen. She got me on this one, 308. I was like, ooh, this is going to be good. This is going to be juicy as hell. And then it was like nothing, a nothing burger, nothing, boring. This is my partner's problem or my own. How can I forgive myself? I was like, oh, she's going to talk about Dave. She did not. She did like a second of it and it was like nothing. Okay. Trusting your intuition and healing your body, part 1. Actually, I haven't heard part 2. I think we need part 1 though. We need to hear part 1 because we can't just start in the middle of that conversation. But I have not heard part 2. All right. Let's get this set up. Okay, so 305. Hey, if you're from Miami, this is your episode. Trusting your intuition and healing your body, part 1. So this person who she's talking to is Kimberly. Let's look up Kimberly for a second. And I only know this because I went to Rise Virtual last year, and this person named Kimberly came on as a guest in the panel discussion for Rise, and I looked her up then, and she's got like a teal swan connection. Now, not a deep one, but enough that I was like, yikes. So let's look at her page, and she's one that's like, okay, true. She's like, oh yeah, call, Zoom me and I'll heal your trauma. Like that's the vibe. Her name is Kimberly something. Let's find her. Okay, here it is. Kimberly Lucas. So I'm going to pull up her website just to give us the background of who this person is. Austin. She also does something where it's like trauma massages or something. I'm sorry. TK stretching. So it's like trauma massage is how I like to think of it. Okay. Why is the page taking so long? All right, stand by, everybody. Okay, this is a page. This is her. That's Kimberly. And she does, this stuff with stretching and whatever. Okay. Fascial stretch. There's a lot of debate whether fascial tissue is a thing and if massaging it is helpful. Okay, so she was in Sedona at one point, I believe. Okay, but there's a part about completion. Okay, here it goes. It says completion process practitioner, right? That part. That is a teal swan therapeutic technique. So basically, if you're a completion process practitioner, that means you took Teal Swan's certification course. So I'm out. For those reasons, I'm out. I already said that earlier in that joke. Yeah, if you believe Teal Swan, should be listened to in any capacity, I'm not going to find your teachings helpful. But okay, whatever. So this is one part of her business, and then she also does like spiritual stuff. So here's the options: quantum healing, hypnosis, stretch your lifespan, spiritual guidance. So I'm assuming that biocharger. Oh my God. If anyone here listened to the Maintenance Phase podcast, the last episode, part 2, about the guy who created the paleo diet, it looks like she's got a thing about the bio thing. Where is it? Biocharger. Oh no. Anyways, you can get spiritual guidance, 3 sessions, in person or virtual, 90 minutes times 3 for $800. What a great, wonderful deal. Anyways, okay. That's her. That's who we're talking to. So just to give you a very brief background of who this person is, because I feel like Rachel doesn't do a great job of like prefacing like, hey, this person likes Teal Swan and I met her at a, whatever. Like she just says, this expert in what? Anyways, quantum healing. Yeah, love it. If you have the word quantum on your website, I'm out. Unless you're a quantum physicist and like that's what you're talking about. Okay. Anywhozer, let's begin and we'll go from there.
It's summer, and for all of us, that means an increased desire to...
to go into a garage and do breath work, especially if you're in Arizona. Okay.
Hit the road and
intuition as an spirit guide conversation in
oh, wait, she's doing like
our
intro.
button about
okay, hold on. Sorry.
outdoorsy.com.
Guys, it's Rachel and welcome to another episode of the podcast and a conversation about spirituality, consciousness, intuition, how we can tap into something bigger than ourselves, how we can learn to listen to that voice inside of us, how we can understand our bodies and how pain manifests in our bodies. We are talking about all kinds of things this week because I'm really excited to welcome back one of our most popular guests of the show, which is my friend Kimberly Lucas. Kim is, I guess the easiest way to describe her is as an energy healer, but she's so much more than that. When I'm sending one of my friends to her, I always say that meeting with Kimberly is like going to a therapist, but that therapist is also tapping into like your ancestors and your spirit guides. And
no, that's not real. In my opinion. And also energy healer is like the most generic term possible. Like I'm healing all of your energies right now. Healed. Anyone watching, guaranteed results in 12 centuries. You're the ancestors. Actually, the generations down the road will be healed from what I just did. Okay, just so everyone knows. That's how ridiculous all this sounds to me.
So wise and has really helped me in my healing journey. And she's one of those people that I'm really lucky to get to be friends with in real life. And when we go out and grab coffee,
that's the thing too. I was going to say, this reminds me of my life coach who, at the time, former life coach, no longer my life coach. I don't have a life coach and I will never get one again. She, a year into us working together, basically I was telling her all my trauma. She was trying to help me heal my trauma. It was not a organizational relationship. Like, let me help you with your goals. No, it was very much like, I have deep rooted trauma. Help me heal it. And she's like, yes, perfect. Let's do it. So didn't know better at the time. But she, a year in was like, I'm psychic now. I'm like, red flag. Okay, that's even too far for how deep I was in it. That was too far for me. But we were friends too, and she would like ask me to hang out and like, I felt very close and connected to her, and because we had an intimate relationship in the sense that I was telling her everything that happened to me as a kid, and like she was like helping me. So, and she told me stuff about her life. So like we would hang out, and then it felt weird because I'm like, wait, I'm hanging out with like my therapist. Like this feels odd. Or like, we're going to a bar or something at the time, and she's drinking and saying silly stuff and being goofy or trying to get, hit on a guy. And I'm like, this is weird. Like, everything about me. So being friends with someone who's dealing with your trauma, I don't recommend personally, but there you go.
Have the most interesting conversations. And we were meant to do that this week. We were meant to go grab coffee and be friends and just catch up. And the night before we were texting back and forth about all of the things that we wanted to talk about. And she and I are both really interested in our bodies and pain. And we both have experienced healing of pain in our bodies where the pain was emotional, not physical. And so we were talking back and forth in text, and I was sharing a book with her and she was sharing one with me. And then I just had this intuition. I was like, oh, okay, dude, could we just get coffee and then come back to my house and just record a podcast? Essentially, could we have the conversation we would have had otherwise, but just record it? And she was so gracious.
It's just a conflict of interest to me because, like, of course, like Kimberly now is being promoted on Rachel's platform. Like, it's in her best interest to tell Rachel whatever she wants to hear because she's getting something out of it and in a positive way. That's the problem is you can't be friends with someone who, I don't know, you can, I guess, but like if you're really trying to heal your trauma, again, find someone who's a neutral party and doesn't have any ties to you at all because you might not tell them something about yourself because you want to keep them as a friend. That's not going to heal your trauma. You need to be able to be open and honest with the person that you're trusting with like your baggage. So I don't recommend once again.
Yes, absolutely. And what you're going to hear now is that conversation. It was meant to be 45 minutes. We talked for an hour and a half. And so I'm going to break it into two parts. But I really think that no matter where you are in your spiritual journey, whether you're very far along, whether you've just begun to sort of seek and learn more about that inner knowing, that still small voice inside of you, or whether you have never considered any of this before and you're just starting, I hope, my fingers are crossed, that you'll find this conversation really interesting. And what we cover most in this first part is pain in the body. So for both of us, separately, before we knew each other, we had both experienced different types of pain that, like most people, we learned to treat with ibuprofen, with medicine, with different modalities, but the pain never really went away. The pain never went away until we understood that it wasn't a physical problem, it was an emotional one, because our emotions sort of get stuck inside our body. And if we don't clear them, they manifest as physical ailments. The word disease literally is dis-ease. You have dis-ease in your body and sort of it manifests.
Okay, so that's a big tenet of Louise Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. I'm sure it's part of her work that disease doesn't really exist. I mean, Louise said in the book, and I think she's the one who came up with that concept, I believe, the dis-ease. And she, did not reference any disease ever. It was always dis-ease. Basically, like, it's not real. It's only in your head. It's only because you haven't forgiven yourself for something. You only have a disease because you have trauma. You haven't let go of something. Your ancestors passed something down to you. Whatever. It's always something crazy. But keep in mind, you might believe in that. But Louise Hay also believed that genocide was past life issues coming, like basically consequences coming for your past life. So people who are the victim of like the Holocaust were basically, probably bad people in a past life. Yes, she said those things. And so you have to, in my opinion, you have to consider the whole picture. You can't just nitpick and go, well, my tooth hurt, and then I forgave my friend for a issue that we had, and then my toothache went away, so it must be true. I have to believe this book or this concept. It's like, if you go deep into this shit, like, you are gonna believe some crazy stuff, like, anyways. And that's always the answer when it comes to this spiritual woo-woo stuff. It's like, what I always ask, like, what about kids? What about babies who are born with diseases or cancer? It's like, oh, past life. Like, oh, okay, cool, got it. Thanks for that explanation. And it's like, if everything's past life for kids, why even bother trying to deal with your stuff now? Because I don't know what I did in my past life. So how am I gonna ever achieve like any sort of calm peace if like my past life is determining what cancer I have in this life? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, but it won't, cause it don't, cause Louise Hay is crazy. I said crazy. Okay. Thank you, Mai. Thank you very much. Mai says, dis-ease Louise. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Dave, you're talking about peace, aren't you? No, talking about buying my book.
Talking about Louise Hay's book. Thank you very much. Also, for that, Mai, we're going to also say,
I hate cold water.
She hates cold water. Her ancestors and her spirit guides made her do that. Okay. Thank you. We're going back to Rachel.
Sometimes the pain in your body is because you actually physically hurt yourself. You broke a bone or you have an actual problem. But for us, we have experienced a lot of healing our hearts and our emotions and past traumas. And that's what we started the conversation about today, in the hopes that if any of you are...
Oh yeah, sorry. I know we were taking a step back. This is a request. Tony Robbins soundbite. I never play this one on this channel.
What excites me most is see a person die.
What excites me most to see a person die.
What excites me most is see a person die.
Oh, Tony, you fool.
Experiencing some of the things that we went through, and you have met with every doctor and you've tried every route and nobody can really come up with an answer. it's possible that what's happening is actually an emotional pain, not a physical one. So that's what we're going to start the conversation about today. I really hope that it blesses you and that you find something in it that is helpful. And this is my conversation with my friend Kimberly Lucas. Hi, I'm Rachel Hollis.
I'm Rachel Hollis, and I don't know what happened to dinosaurs. Do you?
Whatever it is,
Okay, we're skipping that part.
Will you explain to me how you were feeling something in your throat and then you balanced it for yourself?
Oh, okay. So right at the top, we're going to hear like the most okay, this is my experience and I can only speak for myself. But when talking to spiritual people, like when I was involved in the groups and I was going to I never did like a weekend retreat, but I would go to like my life coach's house and do like sessions as a group. We're like, okay, I was that girl, right? And there would be an excuse, like something, okay, so she's about to say, like, oh yeah, I had something in my throat, and the lesson was that I balanced my chakra, so now I can talk, right? But then like a couple minutes later, she's coughing, and she's like, okay, so you think like, oh, she must not have balanced her chakra. That was bullshit. She goes, oh no, that's a sign from God that I need to teach this lesson, or that I need to like double down, or I need to whatever. It's like, oh, okay. So you just like create more excuses for all the things that don't add up in the everything happens for a reason. I control, I magnetize, I'm on high vibes, like mindset. You start to then make up other lies that will justify why it doesn't always work. And I caught that very much in the beginning.
Yes, as we're about to start this, I started coughing and I could feel like right now, oh, they're wanting me to give an example. That's why. So they're using my body.
Got it.
Oh yeah. Throat chakra definitely coming up. So when we have emotions in our body, trapped within our 7 centers or chakras, mine in particular, what's happening right now in my throat chakra, and there's an emotion in there. And so as we're starting this, I asked Rachel, let me just balance myself real quick because something's in my throat. I'm coughing. It just doesn't feel clear. And as I was balancing myself, I'm still trying to figure out what it is, but I think they wanted me to save it for the podcast. I'm going through my chakras and
her guides.
There's fear in my throat chakra, and it's towards a female, but it's my present self. So I'm doing this through muscle testing. It's off-body muscle testing. Anyone can do it. And your body, it knows how to heal itself. You just have to talk to it.
Right.
It knows
Yeah, right. Your body knows how to heal your cancer. You just have to talk to it. God, why is the whole oncology field, it shouldn't even exist, everybody. We just need to talk to our body. Right. Right, Rachel. Rachel with the right. Rachel's always right. Right. That's how she sounded during the Tony Robbins interview too. Like, right. Yeah, it's all in our head. Right. Come on. Yeah, I have not watched. I see people are talking about Mac Attack and Heather the Lawyer. I purposely won't listen to other creators' takes because I don't want to like steal anything or take someone's idea and like make it into my stream. So I have not listened to them yet. So I will though. Once I do it live, then I go and watch and I react and see what they said because I love both of their channels. So if I say something that they've said, let me know because I'm interested to see if we have overlapping ideas.
You just have to talk to it. So right now I'm talking to my body. She's telling me what's going on. And she's telling me I have fear speaking my truth to a female. So now we need to be specific. Okay, is it a family member? She says no. Is it a friend? I get yes. Is it one of my friends? Yes. Is it Rachel? No.
Okay. This is another thing. So she's muscle testing. She's saying that she has a fear of speaking to females. Kimberly does. And so I can't see them because this is obviously a podcast, but what my life coach, she would do this too, like muscle testing. She would go, I feel like an idiot. Okay. She would go, she would ask herself like, okay, are you hungry? Yes. And if it like broke, then it was like, no. It was like, oh yes, I'm hungry. Do you want tacos? No. Do you want pizza? No. Do you want gravy mixed with ravioli? Yes. And it was like, but you're doing it yourself. It's like, no, but I'm guided by my muscles are guided. It's like a Ouija board, basically. It's like, oh, like, yeah, it's vibes, just moving it around the board, you know, like that's, so she would do that too. So I'm assuming that's what she's doing in person. Like she's asking herself questions and she's like muscle testing herself with this like technique that apparently people do. It's wacky.
Good. Like, well, you can be scared if you want.
Is it my higher self? Is it myself? No.
So what you guys can't see is that Kimberly's sitting here and she's actually doing, I think we gave,
testing.
yeah, I think you showed this in our first podcast together. You actually showed what this looks like, which is available on YouTube.
Did we show
Yeah, I think I definitely, yeah, you can see you doing it in the video.
Well, and if not, there's on YouTube, they'll teach you how to do muscle testing. Just type in self muscle testing and they'll teach you how to do self muscle testing.
Yeah. I think it's funny because they've had a lot of different healers or is it kinesiology? Yeah, I've had things like that done. And I feel like I get the most insight if I can just sit and be quiet with myself. Sometimes trying to do muscle testing or things like that, then the perfection, I'm like, I'm doing this wrong, or when it's like,
not for everyone.
Yeah, if I could just sit and be quiet, I can usually figure out what's going on.
And if you just sit and quiet and just feel, it's the very first thing that surfaces.
Right.
Again, like I know I'm going to talk about like money aspect, but you know, two white women sitting in a mansion because they're at Rachel's house in a, you know, safe town, presumably Austin area, you know, talking about how they heal themselves from disease while they're both healthy, presumably people with no chronic illnesses, just grinds my gears. Just generally, the fact that they're having this conversation and think that the public will benefit from it, it's like, so you're so far away from reality. Like just so disconnected. They think they're all connected. Like, oh, I'm so connected to like source energy. It's like, well, you might be connected to source energy, but you're disconnected from reality. And that's the part that like, it's like, no one needs this. I don't know, whatever. I'll shut up now.
First thing, that's our intuition. It's getting our attention. The very first thing that surfaces, that's what's going on.
Okay, that feels like a really good piece of advice for people listening, because I think one of the questions I get a ton, and I know you get a ton, is women especially not understanding how to be in touch with their intuition, how to listen to that gut. Because I actually had someone ask this question recently. They called into the hotline on the podcast and they were like, wait, is it the first thing I think, or is it then later when I talk myself out of that thing, is that the intuition? I was like, oh, bless.
This is what I love to teach. And the intuition is the very first thing that you feel, the very first thing. And then the ego will try to come in and try to flip it.
Can we explain, okay, we're going to come back to this conversation, but can we explain the ego really quickly? Because I find myself referencing a lot. And I don't know that
Rachel's always like, the ego's not being an egomaniac. That's not what I'm talking about. It's about how you feel about yourself. It's like, oh yeah, being an egomaniac for you, Rachel. That would be appropriate for you.
The language to properly, I think that when people hear ego, they think egotistical, but that's not what we mean.
Ego is separation. So anytime we feel separate from something or someone, or if we feel separate from the universe, feel separate from God, feel separate, ego's very simple, is separation.
Isn't to some extent though, it's like, it's how we perceive ourselves to be versus what we actually are. Or I see clearly what you mean by separation, because I think of like separation from your true self. Right. But in a way, like if someone's listening to this and they have no spiritual knowledge, they haven't been on this journey at all, I would sort of describe it as it's like who you think you are, who the world thinks you are, who you believe you're supposed to be.
Correct.
Instead of like who God made you to be, this like.
This sounds like Dave, like, okay, and maybe this is a theory of life. I don't subscribe to it, but like who God made you to be. Like, I think God, I don't really know what that means to me, but like, let's hypothetically say like, okay, the creator, whatever entity, I don't know, we're here, right? Okay, now who am I supposed to be? And they would say like, I'm supposed to be a boss babe, leader of other women in retreats, and I'm going to be a muscle therapy trauma massager, and that's my God-given thing. You think, I always think like, do you think God really wants us to have like social media presences or careers? Does he really care? Does it really care? Do they really care? Like, I just feel like it's like that's what they end up coming to the conclusion of like who they are meant to be by their creator and who's made them be this. Like, they're going to be, you know, the shepherd of the sheep of customers that they have. Like, I don't know. I just find it to be like, wouldn't it just be you as a human being? But it always is tied into like their career. I don't know. Okay. Now I'm getting too like unphilosophical.
You guys can't see me, but I'm like holding my hands over my like solar plexus in my stomach, because that's where I feel like our intuition and our true self lies.
In your stomach. And there's
now a word from
it's BetterHelp, I think.
Sponsor, BetterHelp.
If you're listening to this, you obviously need therapy, so might as well get it for cheap.
It's much more affordable. .com.
So protective mechanism.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I think on my own spiritual journey, one of the most important questions I learned to ask myself is like, is this my ego talking? And got to tell you, 99.9% of the time it is. It is ego. It's like a really big practice to learn to step away from it.
Yes. And a simple, especially if someone is so new, what is my intuition? What is my ego? Because it can become very confusing, is if you're in a dilemma in life and you need to make a choice, to know what is coming from a place of truth, your intuition, a great question to ask yourself, will it serve my highest good to ... fill in the blank. The very first thing you hear is your intuition.
Yeah, that's good.
So will it serve my highest good? And then fill in the blank. Knowing what's going to serve your highest
you know
good.
How they say like, you know how they say like you flip a coin, and then when you flip it, you have like, okay, tacos or pizza, and you flip the coin, one is one is the other. And while it's in the air, your gut's like, I hope it's tails, and then that means I have pizza. So you figure it out that you've always wanted pizza deep down. Like, I think that's what it is. Like, oh, well, ask yourself, is this the highest good? And it's like, well, do you really want to do it? Yeah, okay, then yeah, it does serve it. Like, of course you're going to be manipulated by your own beliefs and your own thoughts. Like, they make it seem like we're all dumb. Like, we're all like just following nothing. Like, just acting from complete, I don't know, like just zero drive to do anything. They speak like that, like, oh, well, like normal low vibe people just like do whatever they, you know, day to day. But we ask ourselves, do we want to do this? And then we do it. That's also a privilege thing as well. Like, some people don't want to go to their job because it sucks, and they have to, you know, they'd rather be with their kids, but they can't afford to do that, so they have to go to the job. Like, does this serve my higher good? No, but I still have to go because I'm going to get fired and not have a house if I don't go. It's like, again, it's like, okay, who is this helping?
That is the intuition.
Like, will it serve my highest good to agree to do this thing? Will it serve my highest good to take this job? Will it serve my highest good? You do this when I'm like, where should we go get coffee? And you're like, And I think it's one of my favorite things to sort of behold as your friend is how you, at least from my perspective, it seems like you really check in with that intuition for everything.
Everything.
Now, did you grow up that way?
So I've always had a strong intuition. I just never knew the extent of it until I took my first course called the Walla Method, and that's what really got me into what I'm doing now on the spiritual side. I never knew the strength of my intuition until I started really tapping into healing my trauma and healing my body, because my body was in so much pain. I had all these stomach issues, thyroid issues, acne, UTIs, like you name it. And no one could figure out what was happening. until I took this course called the Blah Method, and it started teaching me.
Have you taken the blah blah method? It's really good. Just search blah blah online. I'm trying to think of what to Google. I'm like, I have no idea what word she's saying.
There's trapped emotions in the body. That the trapped emotions in our body, if you don't address them, they will manifest into something physical to get your attention.
Yes.
And what
Yes.
strengthened my intuition is the more I started working on myself, healing myself, I started tapping deeper within myself.
Yes.
So I was no longer separate. I started becoming more one with myself.
Right. It's like, I'm just trying to, I have this instinct that we really need to speak to those people today that are like at the very beginning of a spiritual journey, or maybe they're
Her instincts are strong today. She's got lots of instincts today, Rachel.
curious, or maybe they have no idea what we're talking about or why they're still listening to this conversation. So I will say from myself, I was raised very strictly inside of the church, and all of sort of the perception.
She didn't say inside of. She just said in the church. Good for you, Rachel. Finally, a word that's not weirdly added for no reason. In the church.
That came with that. And I was absolutely taught that anything that I would now perceive to be a spiritual practice or a learning was evil, was from the devil.
Mm-hmm.
So I was raised to believe, like, if someone had intuition, if someone was a psychic, if someone practiced yoga or talked about chakras, basically in our church, anything that wasn't our church was evil.
Mm-hmm.
And that, if you're raised in that long enough, that is, man, that's ingrained in you for a very long time. And so until I was an adult, I remember being an adult. This sounds so stupid what I'm about to say, but it's true. Being a grown adult. And I remember that I had 3 boys. So this is, Ford was a baby. So it's got to be 9 years ago. So not like I was 30 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to a Halloween party in our neighborhood, and there was a tarot card reader there. And being like, I'm going to get my tarot read. And feeling like I was doing the naughtiest thing, and that probably I was going to be possessed by a demon because I was doing tarot. And it was so crazy. Like I did it sort of as like a gimmick.
I guess I'm insane. I think my inner demons are playing tricks on me. I'm sorry. I guess I heard wrong. Forgive me. I have like a bronchitis brain. I haven't let go of the internal mucus of my emotional playground, inner child beliefs. I don't know. I haven't let go of the moment that I had a booger in kindergarten and it was really embarrassing. So now at 31, I have received bronchitis for 1 week. It makes sense. It has damaged my brain.
And then there were just a couple things that she said that I was like, oh, wow, that's really insightful. And that, I know it sounds cheesy, but that was really like, I did it and it didn't change my belief system about God, and I wasn't struck down, and I wasn't demon possessed. And it was just little bits like that.
I'm so glad you brought this up, Rachel, because I work with a lot.
I banned them again. My demon chatbots are back again. I was snotty in a past life. True. I was snotty back in 1923, and therefore I must pay for it now and this specific week in time. Okay, so Rachel goes and does tarot, and she's going to be possessed. I do feel like that sort of reveals how innocent she was at that time, like how probably much she would judge someone else for getting tarot too, if you're that afraid to do it yourself and like see other people. I mean, she did it eventually, obviously, but like, if you had that many reservations about it, you probably would think anyone who does that stuff is crazy. So now it seems like she wants to just be fully liberated from the church, which I think is probably a positive thing. But unfortunately, unless you are, really keeping yourself in check, like, I feel like the pendulum swings so far. Like, you're so in a Christian world that you have so many rules that the pendulum swings. Now you're like, oh, my thyroid cancer is just because I haven't given up on my, emotional trauma. Like, you swing so far away. Now she's talking to energy people and tarot cards. Like, you have to be so extreme to make it feel comfortable for you. And I feel like that's probably what's happening here, unfortunately.
Individuals with this and how they grew up on a very strict religion, and they're terrified. And how I help guide them, it's not me helping, I'm assisting guiding them, is that if something doesn't feel good, if something doesn't feel right, like something feels off, don't go there.
Yeah.
But if it feels light and if it brings you joy and it feels good, that's God.
Yeah. The lightness,
It's
like
the
you
light.
just said, that is so real. It's like your body, it's like you've been holding a boulder and it comes off your shoulders.
Yep.
When I have had experiences, even doing meditation or prayer or different things, I know that I'm most connected when I have that feeling, that sense of like pressure is off my body.
Yeah, the light.
Yeah.
feeling.
And I love in our conversation coming back to again and again, feeling. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Because I think that's a really important intuitive piece for people to hear as well. Your body always knows. It knows. Like you're walking into, your mother-in-law's house and everything about your body is sort of shutting down or whatever. But we force ourselves into these situations because that's what, good girls are supposed to do. And it's like,
What? Not just good girls, Rachel.
The best, goodest good girl you ever met in your life.
I'm sort of lost at this point. I don't know what they're talking about. So when things are good, just do more of that. That's what I'm hearing.
Breaking a covenant with your own spirit because you keep putting yourself in situations to please other people that are hurting you. And you're denying that intuitive self. So it was only through having experiences like a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more that I really started to understand that God was so much bigger, like
so
times
bigger.
a gajillion than I was raised to believe.
Much bigger.
And I think on some level, going back all the way, a lot of churches and a lot of religions want to separate us from our intuition.
Separate? Ego.
Yeah, right. Because it's like if you can trust your own inner wisdom, then you don't need to rely on God. And the truth is that inner wisdom is God.
It is God.
And that's what we're missing.
I feel like, and I want to say thank you to Molly very much for that super chat. How do we feel right now? Do we feel like Rachel's being, misled by Kim, or do you think Rachel is being a douche lord herself? I think she's kind of on the negative side. Hold on. One more for you, Molly. Let me select a great one. This is appropriate at this time.
My guardian angels, my spirit guides.
And also,
Am I the only hippie?
thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. What was I going to say? I don't know. I think my brain is frying.
At least if you were raised how I was raised, we've lost that thing.
Yes, and the intuition is our guidance system. It's how God can communicate to us to keep us safe in life, because life isn't easy.
Yeah.
And God knows that.
Yeah.
And that's why we were created with this intuition, this guidance system.
Okay, I remember what I was going to say. So another part of this, my story, personal story, this is Kia's time. This is my time, okay? This is my purpose in life, is to talk to you all about my life. When I was with my life coach, we also had the amazing idea to start a podcast together to talk about shit like this. And I was the one who recorded it because I had all the equipment and stuff, but I never posted it anywhere because when we started to record the episodes, it was when I was starting to see the light. So I have them. Maybe we can listen to them at some point. The only thing is I don't want her voice in it. So maybe if I can edit them somehow, then we can listen to them. Anyways, besides the point. But it feels like you, like during these conversations, like you can see them getting, or not see, you can hear them getting excited, talking about God, talking about all these like big concepts. Like, no, God is a gazillion times bigger, and like, yeah, girl, yeah. And like they're pumping each other up. I felt the exact same way talking about like spirituality subjects, because it feels like almost probably like you're a conspiracy theorist. I've never been a conspiracy theorist, but I would imagine it feels very similar. Like almost like the game is being revealed to you, and you feel like you are figuring it all out, and you're like, holy shit. And you also think like, and I'm projecting onto them, so maybe they don't feel this way, but that like, I'm so much smarter than all the people who are going to a 9-to-5 job and aren't thinking about all these deep things that I'm thinking about and you're thinking about. Like, we're so much better than everyone else because look, we understand God. We understand the universe. We understand everything above these boring ass normal people who are just stuck in a church. Ugh, so boring. Like, I relate to this so much, but I'm so glad I'm no longer like that way, that it's sort of sad in almost that she's like older, she's 39 at this point, just sort of having this like, you know, hopefully it gets out of her system and she kind of backtracks from it. It would be my hope for her, but it sort of sucks. Like, you got kids, she's going to talk about her kids and dragging her kids into this shit. Like, you know, there's more at stake for her than there was for me, but I don't know. It brings me back bad memories, to be quite honest.
So God could direct us. It's a compass.
Yeah. And this manifests in the body. This was something we really wanted to talk about today, because you and I both have experience with this really extensively and like, I want to say it very clearly. If you're listening to this, I want you to consider, what if the pain you feel in your body, any of it, the toothache, the earache, the constant headaches, the lower back pain, the problems with your ankles, any pain in your body, what if it is emotional instead of physical?
And this is the big piece that Rachel and I wanted to talk about, is that
yeah, it could be, but it probably is not. Or it could be for, 1% of the population or 1% of some ailment that you have. Like, oh, I'm stressed, I got a headache. Yeah, I think there is some connection between emotions and physical pain. But like, when you blanket statement, they all are emotional pain, and you heal it by talking to yourself or whatever the fuck they said, it devalues all the other people who work to eradicate disease and illness and treatments that actually do work. And it makes people feel bad. Like, oh, if you have an illness and someone says, why don't you just get over it? It's like, well, I can't, because it's like, well, no, but my belief is that everyone can heal themselves, and you just happen not to be sick. It makes people feel like shit. So I hate this like blanket stuff. Because it's not, again, it's like giving someone advice about their life when you don't know what their life is. It's like, I would do this. It's like, well, you don't, any of the circumstances surrounding that person. So how can you give them advice? You can't, but you'll try.
We're so much more than just a physical body. We're so much more. We just have never been taught it.
Right.
And majority of the clients that I see, their pain, I want to say 90% of it is all emotional.
Mm-hmm.
All emotional.
Right.
And it's from trauma that was never healed, or trauma that's been passed down. And it's very important. Just when you have pain, just sit with it. Don't run from it. Just stay curious and just feel. Because that pain on the body also has its own consciousness. And so,
no, it doesn't. Oh my God. Okay. I appreciate everyone saying like, this is Kia's world. You can talk about yourself. Another story. So my coach's coach, right? One time I was at their house, at my coach's house, and her coach was there. And she did this there's other girls there. And she did this thing where it's like, not to me, but to someone else, like, hey, do you have back pain? Or do you have any pain in your body? And she's like, yeah, my back. Like, I was sitting at the desk today. She goes, okay, I'm gonna, what did she say? I'm going to, like, basically she was going to become her back pain. And they had a full-on conversation. It was like, okay, I'm entering into your space. I am now the back pain. Okay, now ask me a question. And the girl's like, that is apparently having this back pain. She's like, how do I stop you from hurting me? Yeah, well, you need to let go of some things. And like they were having a full on conversation about like surrogate. It was called, I'm going to surrogate your pain, your back pain. So you're going to become the back. I don't know. This is again, like this is the stuff I was starting to see and going, wait, I'm way too deep into this. This is all wacky and I don't like it. So I think that's what they're about to start talking about.
You can just feel it. What is the message? All pain is, it's just a messenger. It's just it's knocking on the door, trying to get our attention that there's something more happening.
Yeah. The first time I experienced this, and I've written about this and I've talked about this, but I had vertigo really bad for over a year. And I tried everything. I saw every doctor. I had brain scans done. I thought I had a brain tumor. This constant feeling of, like couldn't walk straight, feeling dizzy, nauseous, the whole thing. And I went to this, I don't remember what he was called. He had like a ponytail and his office was filled with crystals. And this was about the time that same time period as like the tarot card thing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is evil. Like this man has crystals in his office. I'm doing but I was so desperate. If that guy was like, I'll heal you with the blood of a spring chicken, I would be like, okay, let's make a ritual sacrifice. Let's go. I was so desperate. And he sat with me for 2 hours and just listened to me talk. Kept asking questions, listened to me talk. And I just kept rambling. And all of a sudden he was like, stop. I know what's wrong. And basically explained to me like, this is not physical in any way. This is emotional. He's like, this whole time you've been talking, you're talking about feeling out of control. And he's like, I don't know if you realize how many times your hands have made the motion of like flipping in circles. And that's also what you're describing is happening in your head. And he my brain, because I felt the rightness of that. I had never had a doctor's appointment like that. But I knew in my soul that what he was saying was true. And I swear to you, by the time I got back to my car, my vertigo had dissipated by half after having it for a year.
Isn't that wild?
Why wouldn't it dissipate by 100%? Like if it works that well, if the awareness was all you needed, why wouldn't it have dissipated 100%? And the thing, I don't know if it was maintenance phase or a different podcast I was listening to, but I thought the point was really well made that, yes, the Western medicine, the medical industry, especially in the United States where it's, pay to play, pay to heal, pay to get all these services done, and the doctors are very, very strained. They only have a certain amount of time per patient. So the system really sucks. It's not great. A doctor comes in, they probably don't know you. They probably haven't met you before. They don't have your chart, or your chart didn't come from the other, owned hospital. It's not good. And when I say I'm not into woo-woo, holistic medicine, it doesn't mean I'm automatically like, big pharma is so amazing. Not at all. But they were saying that, people feel neglected. They feel like they're not being listened to in a doctor's office. You go to one of these naturopaths that don't take insurance, that, have less patients, that have more time, that want to probably reel you in to buy some supplements and to come to a class on the weekend that they held in their office. They're more like local people. They're not in the big medicine machine. You feel better. You're like, this person's listening to me. That's all the difference is. Like his advice may or may not be helpful, but the fact that you feel listened to gives you the feeling of, okay, I'm on the path to figuring this out. And that might be the placebo enough to get you to be 50% less vertigo ridden in that moment. Now, long-term, I don't know. You have to monitor. She said by the time she got to her car. So short-term things are different than long-term. But I think there's a lot of validity to that. It makes a lot of sense to me that, you might be not wanting to be in the sterile environment of a medicine. That's scary to a lot of people, to me as well, into like a hospital or something. But you go to a guy with a ponytail and crystals and you feel more calm. Okay, then the appointment goes better because he's listening to you. Okay, those are two things. It doesn't mean he's got a better answer for you, but the experience was better. That's my 2 cents.
Wild. And it was gone within a week.
Yeah, I worked with a lady who had really bad vertigo. And what was the message for her is that she was bending backwards for others. And then God kept telling her, you need to bend forward for yourself. It will put your crystals back.
Don't bend backwards. This is okay. They're about to go and do this thing like again, like make up all these things that God's trying to tell them. Like, oh, I had back pain, so I was stabbed in the back by a friend. Like, oh yeah. Oh, okay. Like, oh, he had vertigo, so he was bending over backwards. It's like, do you think again a God would be giving you these riddles in this way? Like. Oh, and it's so perfect. It's just like, it's such a bow on top of like the present of what it is. Like, oh, you're bending over backwards, like symbolic, like it's symbolism of your life. It's like, that's not how it works. It's like, yeah, if you're writing literature, if you're writing a character, give them vertigo to explain like, you know, a emotional part of their life. But real life, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't. People who are totally calm and normal can develop disease.
In your ears.
Ooh, I needed to hear that too. I have a weird thing. I don't think I've ever talked to you about this. If I do something where my head goes back and upset, I get the vertigo back.
Yeah,
it's like,
don't bend backwards for others. Bend forward.
Right. In like when I do yoga and stuff, when we have to do like the bridge or the wheel or whatever, I'm like, I'm sitting this one out. So I was like, ooh, I needed to hear that. That was a good
Isn't
one
that
for me today.
wild?
Yeah.
So wild. And if she cured herself with the knowledge of she's like so stress-free. We watched the video of her literally sitting in her backyard, like the most stress-free person I've ever seen. Why would she not be able to do yoga poses? I thought her vertigo was 100% healed. What is she talking about? She just contradicted herself
Rescue
again.
underrepresented 3M science.
I don't know what that adds for.
If someone's listening to this and they're like, okay, sure, I don't get it. Like, explain to me how I can even figure out, besides sitting with it. And let's sit on that for a second. It definitely inside of American culture, we take medicine for everything. And I didn't really understand this until I started dating a European who was like, whoa, this is wild. Like how much ibuprofen you take, how much, like this is, so, do you know how bad that is?
Is it European or is it a hippie? Because he's, you know, sort of like seems to be the, you know, hippie type.
Am I the only hippie?
Mr. Kez. I don't know Europe's system, but it's interesting. I don't know how much of it is like he's a holistic dude versus he's a European.
Your gut, do you understand, you know, and until I had a different perspective, I was like, well, what do you do when you have a headache? And he's like, I just drink water, I stretch, I get a massage. I like try and figure out why I have the headache. I don't. So that blew my mind. And I realized how often I don't sit with the pain because I treat the symptom immediately.
I'm not sitting with the pain of a headache. Sorry, I'm taking Advil immediately and it makes me feel better. I've sat with headaches when I don't have, I've sat with headaches when I don't have Advil on me or something, or I'm somewhere I can't leave. It doesn't get better. I'm not gonna be like, water. No, I could have a million glasses of water. It's not gonna fix it. Sit with your pain and drink water. Give me a break.
I'm like, ooh, this is uncomfortable. Give me a pill to make it go away. So if someone is like, I don't understand what you mean by how do I sit with the pain?
Okay, so yeah, because it's a little overwhelming, especially when you're in pain like that. It can be so overwhelming. You just want someone just something fix me, right? But within that pain, there's going to be an emotion. So if you can just sink into that pain, the very first thing that surfaces, feel it. Whether it's fear, anger, grief, helplessness, whatever it is just feel it and just stay curious with it.
Just feel it and be
but
curious.
I think it'd be great for us to give them.
Okay, now I'm anxious. I'm having a panic attack because I'm nervous about my fear of whatever. Just continue to be curious and just, you know. Anyways, they never give you a solution. Like, okay, what if it doesn't get better? Yeah, well, you know, that's not going to happen.
The audience, like just examples of why pain manifests where it does.
Right.
So like headaches are a lot, you're too much in your thoughts. You need to get back into your heart.
Right.
So the head is trying to get your attention.
Too big brain, headache, ensue. Right. Right. Yeah, right.
And okay, time to get out of the head, get back into your heart.
Yeah.
You're too much in the thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing this book too.
Yeah.
Because I do want to reference this. If you're like, I just want to give every level of journey because I do know that there's going to be people who are more analytical.
Correct.
So Louise Hay wrote about this pretty extensively in her book, You Can Heal Your Life. And then there's a book I really love called The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Siegel. Oh, look, my throat started doing something weird too. The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Siegel.
You both have COVID, girlies. You got that COVID cough coming on, baby.
And I really love this. It will talk you through, the opening chapters really talk you through energetically what's in your body, how to heal it through meditation and prayer. And then I love it because the end is like, I was telling Kimberly, it's like a recipe book. So whatever the index at the end is like ulcers, varicose veins, thrush mouth, throat chakra, like whatever you're dealing with, it's in the back and you can just go right to the page and it'll tell you. So like, let's look something up.
Okay, that's a great.
Yeah, this is, I don't know, I think she's talking about You Can Heal Your Life, the book that I did the review on. It's batshit fucking nuts. Like, it's like, oh, you have anal bleeding? That means that you are, you're angry at yourself. Like, okay. Like, and then it gives you a little mantra, like, say that you're safe and you're secure. Like, oh, thank you. Like, my ruptured anus is no longer profusely bleeding. Like, thank you, Louise. Like, this is the book that she's holding up as like the gold standard of healthcare. It's so fucking stupid. This is so stupid.
Too.
I will tell you, I told Kimberly this morning, I was feeling frustrated with my partner last night and I got an earache and I never...
Okay, Kez causing problems. Hey, that was like, ooh, fresh tea. What did Kez do? She was frustrated with her partner and she got an earache. Just break up with him already, Rachel. Like, you've told 7,000 things about him that are red flags. Oops, sorry. That are red flags. And you refuse to see them. And the only reason you refuse to see them is because you're afraid to be alone. And you've already said that you're afraid to be alone, which is totally fine. I understand that feeling, but get over it. You have children to keep you company and take some time for yourself and then date later.
Earaches. I haven't had an earache since I was a little kid. And this morning I was like, ooh, I want to look up what that means. So in this book, The Secret Language of Your Body, earache says feeling judged or judging others, not listening to your own insight or wisdom, not wanting to hear what's being said, trying to block other people out, feeling like others want to control you, blame, frustration, anger, misunderstanding, arguments. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, fine.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. So when I read
such a good book.
Yeah.
For everyone.
When I read it, basically I'll read and I'm like, oh, I see how this thing was happening. And I just feel like even you being willing to consider that it's an emotion instead of a physical ailment is so powerful.
It's insane. I mean, that's what healed my whole body is when I started addressing the emotions. And I've worked with...
Healed your whole body? What did you have? What diseases did you have, Kim? Kimberly, what did you have? Tell me. Was it like, muscle aches once in a while when you worked out, or was it something serious? Because if it's something not serious, I don't think you can be like, I healed myself from being completely healthy and normal. I just continued to be that. And I that's healing. Yikes. I want to know what Kez did. What had frustrated her? Spill the tea. Spill the tea.
And after client, patient after patient on this, and like lower back pain. I see that a lot in men. It's very common in men.
That one's like, that's a really famous Louise Hay one. Lower back pain is lack. Scarcity.
And not feeling supported.
Yes.
Lack. So every person in poverty has lower back pain because they don't have an abundant mindset. So their back hurts and it's their own problem. It's not the manual labor they're most likely doing because they're unable to sit in a desk job. Oh my God. It's like all construction workers have lack. It's so weird. It means you have lower back pain. It's just such an odd thing. It has nothing to do with the profession that they prescribe to.
If you don't feel supported, what's going to give out? Your back.
Yeah, that's so real.
It's so real.
And like you've worked with me a ton on my left ankle. I had a lot of problems with my ankle, and that was like feeling like I was on the wrong path.
Yep.
And the left side of your body is your feminine energy.
Not trusting your
intuition.
Yes.
No, like yes, no. Okay, so this is so common. That's the thing. Like when you get in these circles and you get so deep, this is the fucking shit they talk about all the time. It's like, oh, a mosquito bit me on my inner elbow on the right. That means I'm angry. I'm masculine energy, angry at my, stepbrother. It's like they draw these lines and these like dots. Your life is not that exciting, or it's not that it's not important. That's not the word I want to say. Your life is not this like mystery box to figure out. And I feel like that's what it becomes when you start to get involved in the spirituality. It's like every single thing that happens to you, you try to like analyze it and figure out like what the lesson is. And sometimes you got bit by a mosquito. Oh, my left ankle is feminine. So therefore you could I think it's people who have time to sit there and think about all the shit and like make up a story and then go to, yoga. I don't know. It's just like, if you have actual stuff going on in your life, like you don't have time to sit here and analyze this deeply.
Yes.
Energy.
You've worked with me a ton on my jaw and like my throat chakra, which was like all day long. I'm guessing a lot of women have throat chakra stuff from not being able to speak their truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really, so men, it's really common in their low back. Women is a lot in the neck. The neck, the shoulders, the traps, not being able to speak your truth, not being able to express yourself. And if you're in a relationship or in a situation where you can't express yourself, or even when you were a child that wasn't healed, it will manifest into tightness in the neck, sore throat, coughs, colds, neck tension, shoulder tension, all of it.
Right. I'm thinking too, like in going on this journey myself, and learning so much, it's really helped me to be a better mom because I
don't give my children medication anymore. I let them sit with their pain. Right? That's what you're going to say, right?
am aware now when the kids are having pain to go deeper. So I had this happen with one of my sons, I don't know, like a month ago. He had been in great health and woke up the next morning and was just like so sick to his stomach. Like, I'm like, does he have a 24-hour flu? Does he have COVID? Like, I don't know what's going on. And I just had this instinct because I was like, he was great yesterday. And so I said, you know, I gave him like wellness formula, which is my favorite. Do you ever take wellness formula?
I don't.
Oh, you probably don't because you're so zen with the world you never get. Wellness formula is this like, it's a supplement that's like garlic. It's like a million things.
Everything.
It's so good.
And see the implication there too, even like at the end was like, oh, you're so zen, you never get sick. That's not how it works either. You can be zen and get sick. 100%. And like, okay, when she's like 100 years old, she's going to just be so zen. Her heart's just going to stop for no reason. Like, no, everyone gets sick. Everyone goes through this. This is a part of life. The more zen you are is not going to make you, you know, instantly, what's the word? Protected from illness. And that's this dangerous, I don't know, rumor or I guess like mindset that's going around. It's like, if you're sick, you deserve it. And if you die, you deserve it too. You must have made a bad choice in your life about your diet or about your like alcohol consumption or your smoking, or, you know, you just thought bad thoughts. It's like, it just gives the excuse of like, oh, everything that the life is fair. Everyone gets what they deserve. Everyone gets what they bring and they attract to them. It's like, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Tastes terrible. And I swear by it. So whenever my kids are feeling a little iffy, or if we've been kind of exposed to a lot of germs, I'll just take some wellness. So I'm like, I'm going to give them wellness. But I just had this instinct. And I was like, hey, what's going on?
Hello, Savvy. Welcome. Have you drank your wellness supplement today? That's what everyone wants to know.
Let's just talk. Talking. And then it in the conversation, I found out something that was really bothering him emotionally and that was making him feel really anxious and unsure. And I was like, buddy, sometimes our emotions will make our body feel a certain way. So I was guiding him through this, and he's a teenager, so he's like, okay, Mom. But we talked through a bunch of stuff, and I swear to you, within hours. I mean, he had a fever, he had chills, he had the whole thing.
Yep.
Within hours, he was healed. Yeah, probably because he had a bug, and the hours that you took to talk to him, 24 hours long conversation, he was healed because it was a one-day thing, and he got it out of his system.
Body was expressing to me that he had the flu, and within a few hours, 100% health again. It was like he needed
Rachel.
to talk about how he was feeling. And I think that's really hard for a teenage boy because he's like, I'm not supposed to be feeling this way.
Yeah.
That was a big lesson. So I think it's something really powerful because there's so many moms that listen to this and some dads too, that when we heal these things in ourselves, we can really learn to teach our kids.
While I'm talking to you.
Ad placement with no warning. Yeah, I feel like that's I'm not going to say abuse. That's too far. But like when you deny your child medicine because of your beliefs in book, including Louise Hay, readings, you're definitely inching towards that territory where it's like you got to put your kids, health first. Like you believe whatever you want. You put whatever you want in your body. You want to sit with a headache when you're an adult, go for it. I don't know why you would, but right on. Don't do it to your kid. Give them medicine, please.
Of unique characters as you level 5.
It's going to reflect externally. So what we feel internally will always reflect externally. So the more you become one with yourself, heal yourself, become back in your body, you're going to notice a shift in your own children.
Mm-hmm.
It is huge.
You said this to me once when I was like, oh, do you ever work with kids? And you were like, yeah, but honestly, if you want to heal a kid, heal the mom or heal the parent.
Heal the parent.
Yeah, like if the parent gets healing, it will trickle down. And I feel like that is so real.
Trickle down wellonomics. I mean, yeah, I don't agree, but leave the kids out of it.
In our lives. I think too, I never could imagine a world. I look back now and think of like how much medicine I used to take. Like just like ibuprofen and pain pills. Something's got to be like very wrong for me to resort to that, just because I've learned that the pain actually will dissipate.
Yeah.
If I don't. I just was raised that like you feel a pain.
Same.
It's like, all right, like whatever, like Rachel Hollis can do whatever she wants, obviously. And that's always the case, forever and forevermore. But she acts like she's almost like bragging, like, oh, I don't take any medication. I took so much before it. It's embarrassing. It's like, I don't think taking the amount of medication you take on a day or the amount of medication or pain that you're medicating, within reason, if you're doing it to feel, like, I don't know, if you're taking like Vicodin to a certain amount, yeah, maybe there's a problem. But like to take Advil when you have a headache is not something that like, oh, I'm ashamed. And she makes it seem in this, little sidebar about how amazing she is now that she doesn't have to take anything. It's like, do we really want that message to be out there? Like, oh, people who take medicine, are weak. And if they just sat with it, it would just go away. It's so much better not to take the pill. Like, I just think within reason, within balance, like you taking an Advil, unless you have some sort of like, comorbidity or something, or like some sort of allergy, like it's not going to hurt you that bad. I'm no doctor, as you can see. But I just think it's like something that you should be proud of, that you're not taking Advils. No, I don't understand the pride here. Like, I'm just naturally effervescent, and my immune system is so strong because I'm a white woman with privilege. Like, okay.
So that was a huge learning for me, which is so much better for my physical body.
Why?
To not be taking medicine that I don't need unnecessarily.
And it's just communicating with yourself. And we're becoming very disassociated from ourselves.
When we first started chatting about this idea, I think it's funny too. And
it's so true. It's so true. It's like, you're going to take this unnecessary supplement that's got like whatever the fuck in it. Like you have no idea because like Dr. Amen is selling it to you, but you won't take an Advil that actually has studies behind it. Like make that make sense to me. I totally agree, Laura. Thank you.
It's worth saying, like, Kimberly and I were going to get coffee today. We were just like going to be friends to go get coffee. And then we were texting about, because we're nerds, we were texting about body and whatever. And I'm like, oh, this book. And she's like, oh,
we're nerds. We're such nerds. We're such spiritual nerds.
Book. And then I was like, oh man, I think, what was it, yesterday? I sent a note and I'm like, dude, will you record a podcast with me? We'll still get coffee, but will you record a podcast? I think we're supposed to talk about this. And one of the things, we wanted to talk about pain in the body, but for a while, we've been talking about this idea that women, so many of the women that I've worked with and that you work with, don't know how to trust themselves, and that they also feel like other people are going to be the answer for what's going on with them. So will you talk about what you found with your...
Yeah, if I feel like something's wrong in my body and I go to the doctor, I'm hoping that they have more insight than I do, personally. You know, if I have 12 symptoms and they do a blood test, I would hope that they would be able to figure that out beyond my own guessing game or WebMD Googling.
It's very, what I'm seeing, this common theme is that they're going externally for healing when they need to remember that only you can heal yourself and God.
Right. That, okay.
It's very important.
Was a huge,
very important to know this very bold statement that I just made. It gets through. Like, okay, that's quite. So, like, no hospital. Like, why would I go to? Okay. Actually, hold up. Why would I go to Kimberly's treatment facility then? If I'm the only one that kill myself, why the fuck am I going to spend $800 on 3 sessions to have a Zoom call with Kimberly when I could just do this shit myself? Isn't she just kind of like making her whole business like obsolete? No? Okay.
Huge lesson for me over the last year, and continues to be. I hope to like evolve to a place where I just like have this all the time, is that nothing externally is the answer.
Nothing.
It's all in us.
Yes. When I work with my...
Chemotherapy is external. Radiation is external. What the... This is so bad. I mean, I've already heard this before. I've already listened to this on my own, but like hearing it again, I'm like, oh. I forget that other people can hear this and go, someone who's like, you know, on the fence, like, oh, I'm not feeling good. What should I do about it? Oh, maybe listen to this podcast. Oh, yeah. Okay, I better just deal with it myself, because we don't have enough shit to deal with in the world as human beings, as people living in a society. We don't have enough shit to take care of ourselves. Now we have to heal ourselves too. Yikes.
Clients, I'm not doing any healing on them. I'm just guiding them to their own self-healing, because only they can heal themselves and only God can heal them.
You're so right, because the thing I loved about you the first time I had a session with you is that you didn't tell me any answers, ever. You never said like, oh, it's that, you know, like if you went to a psychic or something, they'd be like, here's what's coming. You don't do that. You keep asking questions. It's like this.
Because she doesn't know anything. She doesn't have any insight. No one on earth knows what's gonna happen next. That is not a human ability. Rachel Hollis.
Exactly how I describe you to people. You are like going to a therapist who's like so spiritually aligned that the spiritual is part of the therapy. So you just ask questions to help at least me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura. Yeah, Louise Hay in her book said that if a child needs glasses, it's because they have a messy family life and they're subconsciously blurring their eyeballs so that they don't have to see like their messy family life. That's why. If they get earaches, they don't want to hear what their parents are telling them. So yes, good memory.
You're out on my own what's going on. It's almost like you're teaching clients how to have intuition. Okay, I just made the connection.
Good job.
Yeah. Okay. Come to my office. I'm going to not do anything. And that's going to teach you the lesson that you need to do this shit yourself. That will be $800. It's a good racket, man. This is a good business. The more I study these people and hear their actual business models, it's like literally do nothing. Do the bare minimum of nothing. That will bring you the most profit.
No, it's only taken me like 2 years. That's what it is.
Yes, I'm teaching them that they can also trust themselves.
Yeah.
But if I tell them the issue, look, it's this. Like I'll put little nuggets, drop little seeds.
And she's making it seem like, oh, I am psychic. I know exactly what's wrong with this person, what's wrong with them, and like all their emotional issues and like their physical problems. But I want them to find it on their own. So she is saying that she has above human abilities. No.
But if they don't go through the experience,
Kimberly, no.
They're not, I'm taking on their responsibility. So in order for them to grow this intuition, to trust themselves, they need to take responsibility for their healing.
Yeah, that's so
because
good.
sometimes they put their healing on others, expect these others to heal them. I'm sorry, hate to say this, but they're not going to heal you. Only you are going to heal yourself and the higher self.
Right. And
so if a surgeon removes something from your, like a tumor or something, like they're not actually healing you. God is deciding like, okay, I guess like I'll heal this person. Like they did this unnecessary cutting and medicine and all that. Like, but I guess I'll heal her. Or some people he decides, or whatever, decides I'm not going to heal the person. I'm just going to let the surgery be for naught. What's the point of that?
I was telling Kim this morning that the line that the most people have come up to me over the years and said, like, this line changed my life thousands of times, DMs and emails and letters and stopping me at the airport, still happens today, even though I wrote that book in 2017, which was the line, if you're unhappy, that's on you. And most women will say that when they read.
Yeah, that is a pretty infamous Rachel Hollis line. If you're unhappy, that's on you. Says the woman with a Disney executive husband, with healthy children, with the space and the ability to pursue a career, whether it fails a little bit, she can keep pursuing it because she has the financial means to keep going. Her parents are both alive. Her, she has siblings that she can talk to. One of them lives with her. Yeah, she, it's really cool of her to say that. Like, if you're not happy, it's on you. As someone who has everything possible, in line to be happy. I'd rather hear it from someone that's like got nothing, got absolutely nothing. Come say that on camera and say, yeah, well, if you're not happy, it's on me. It never is, right? It's always the millionaire up in the mansion, up in the hills somewhere on their podcast, delivering this goddamn garbage. Like I've been in Jay Shetty world for the last week. More than a week, but actually finishing the edit on the video about him, and it's the same thing. Like he'll tell you, about be grateful for what you have, and then literally he has 17 streams of income. It's like, come on, man, stop peeing on my leg and telling me it's raining. Like that, I think it's a Texas saying. It's just so stupid.
The first feeling they feel is pissed off. There's who does this biatch think she is to tell me that the reason I'm unhappy is me? Because they're like, my ex-husband and this and my parents and society.
And Rachel is the first one to shit talk her parents, shit talk her ex Dave, shit talk, anybody and everybody at the airport that bothers her. So it's you do the same thing, girly. You do the same thing, girly, but are in denial about it.
And all of these things. And it's not saying, I'm not implying that external circumstances don't contribute to what you go through in life, but that you have to take ownership of your experience. And I think that was the most powerful lesson I've learned to date. Maybe it's the most powerful lesson I'll ever learn, is that however I'm feeling is about what's happening inside of me. It is not ever about an external person, an external situation. It is always like, okay, what have I decided that this means? What's my ego's talking here? What is it telling me? It's always inside myself.
And this will go into what we're talking about at the beginning, knowing what is ego. If you're looking externally and blaming the external, you've just now dropped into your ego because that's separation.
Yes.
If you want to know the truth, which is going to piss you off at first, that's okay. Accept it. If you want to know the truth, get back internally.
Yeah.
Because everything we feel internally will reflect externally.
Right.
And so externally, it's like what you see externally, all it is teaching you something deeper within yourself internally you need to face and heal.
Yes. Fear is not the right word. I think what's really driven me to heal on so many levels is I have these examples in my life of people, we all do, of people who are not doing the healing. And I really do.
Why would you give a shit, Rachel? You just said it's all about you. It's all about you. Be obsessed with you. You're the only one that can heal you. So what do you care about anyone else's healing journey?
Think, disease, the word disease is dis-ease. So if you don't heal these things inside of you, I think they start out as little pokes and prods.
Yes.
And then the pain's a little bit more and it's a little bit more. And then ultimately they can manifest in ways that kill you, that rob you of your life, that are so hurtful. And
Heidi Powell is also another one that's like, I don't want to take medicine. Medicine is just a Band-Aid. And then like a week later, she's got a video where she's like, I can't wait for my antibiotics and my ibuprofen. It's like, it's only okay when you're feeling good. Of course, you don't want medicine. You're like, I don't need medicine. I'm healthy. I don't need it. The second that there's an issue, it's like, give me it. Give me it. Like, it's people who women who go to the hospital, like, I'm going to have a natural birth. Then they change their mind. They get the epidural. There's nothing against that. Like, they feel like, oh, I don't want it. I don't want it. But then they get it because it's like, yeah, now in the moment, the circumstances are a little bit different. Give it to me. I don't know. But yeah, Heidi's another one. They're all the same. It's like these fitness people, they think it's like a superiority. It's I wouldn't say it's eugenics, but it sort of is. It's sort of the gateway or the path to eugenics, I think, because it starts out like this. Everyone's responsible for your own health, for your own happiness, for healing yourself. Okay. So if that's true, then all the people who are sick are responsible and are lazy and are not doing enough. Okay. Let's eradicate that. And then it's like, you go down this like horrible rabbit hole, but it seems silly to say that, but these things start out innocently. They start out with good intentions. And then we end up like thinking like, oh, well, should we put masks on to help the other population, or should we just sort of, get rid of them? Like, that's stuff people were talking about during the pandemic and still do. It's like, are we insane? Anyway, sorry, that was a rant. Okay, back to it. We're almost done.
I think of family members I have that have so much anger inside of them.
Yeah.
Like it is eating them alive how angry they are. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, you live every day of your life. You're in your 70s and you are living every day of your life with this much anger and this much fear. And I'm looking at the physical manifestation in their body.
You can see it.
Oh my gosh.
You can see it. What can you see, Kim? What can you see?
In this one client I worked with, Rachel, she had so much anger.
It just makes it seem like it's almost like, in a Disney movie, like the old witch is ugly and they're automatically like evil, or they make a character like, if you're ugly or fat or whatever, then you somehow are a bad person. It's like you can see it in them. You can see the issues. It's like that also is sort of like, can go down the road of, well, I don't like how this person looks or this culture looks. They must have done something to deserve to look like that and make me feel this way about them. It's not about me. It's about them being, I don't know. Now I'm getting too far, but like I really do believe that this is like the gateway drug into all that other shit. If you're not of sound mind, you can definitely walk down that road into like the more extreme beliefs that this brings people into.
Heart chakra. And it was from a divorce she had 10 years ago. And she came to see me to do my other method, fascial stretch therapy. But when I was working on her, she had this knot in her middle of her back. And she said, it's been here for 10 years and this knot will not go away. The massage, nothing will get this knot away. And then I was like, well, you're pretty pissed off at your ex-husband. And I told her, I was like, we worked with it. But
I thought she never told people the truth and that she just let them find their own intuition. Okay, 5 minutes later, completely debugs her own, theory of her practice.
What she came down to is like, if she doesn't forgive him, this knot will not go away. It's like a stab in the back.
Yeah.
And that's how it manifested.
Oh, wow.
And then once we'd did our session, we went back to her back. Knot was completely gone.
Yeah, that's the thing. I've experienced this with you, where like maybe like our second or third session, you touched my jaw or my neck and I started coughing and choking. I couldn't catch my breath for a long time. And then we worked on it. And then at the end of our session, you touched it again and there was nothing was there. And so I've experienced a physical like a tension and those sort of things leaving that
leaving
fast.
The body.
It's crazy.
It will leave that quick. And I never saw that lady for like 2 years. And I always thought, I was like, I wonder if that knot ever came back. I happened to run into her.
No way.
Out of nowhere. And she's like, Kimberly, you'll never believe that knot is still gone.
Oh, that's awesome. That's crazy.
And
Like
that's how
the stab
quickly-
you in the back thing.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
That's so.
But
it's not real.
that just also gives people hope that the body can heal very quickly.
Very quickly. Yeah. It's the more that I.
Very quickly. Okay. I'm sorry. Break your arm. How about you girlies go break your arms together and then I will be a believer. Go jump off a tree. Okay, here's my challenge. Here's the next 60-day challenge for Rachel and Kim. Go jump off a tree, break your arms, don't go to the doctor, don't take any medicine, and prove your theory that you can heal yourself with your mind if you just, if you have the will. I will delete this podcast. I will delete this video. I will make a public statement and say, I was so wrong. You guys are right. That's my challenge. Sign up. It's $4,000 to join. Dumb.
The more I understand, we don't know anything.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything. We're not like no one's teaching us correctly. We are so powerful. We are. A big one that I've been thinking a lot about this year is this idea that energetically we are with people all the time. Like when I was doing my meditation this morning, I was energetically wrapping my boys in love and light and all of those things because they're at camp. And I know for a fact that energy hit their body. And it was like as soon as I had this understanding that we're all connected to God and we're all connected to each other.
I knew that they felt it. Okay. I did not need to confirm because I just knew. Okay, cool.
That we believe that like you need to be physically present with someone to like energetically be with someone. And I have this happen all the time where like someone will pop into my brain or my heart and I'll dedicate sort of a meditation to them and they'll call me. I haven't talked to them in 6 months. And they're like, oh, I just was feeling you today. And I'm like, oh, I bet you were. There's so much out there. And in the rest, I will seek the rest of my life and I'll barely scratch the surface of all that we're able to know or how powerful our bodies and our spirits and energetically, vibrationally, all of those things. We're just barely learning what's possible.
Oh, wow. All right. That was a journey. That was a path to extremism. Welcome. Do you want to learn eugenics? Here's a podcast for you. It's called Rachel Hollis. All your pain is in your mind. It's 1 hour of complete garbage. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I mean, I listened to it already, so I knew that, you know, it was going to be a good one to listen to. I'm trying to think of the other ones. She did talk a little shit about Dave in one of the other podcasts, but it was like so little. It was like, she said something like, oh, Dave, you know, I don't know what he's going to do next. He's always doing something. He bothers me. You know, that was her whole thing. But again, doesn't go into detail, so who cares? So yeah. So yeah, that's my life. That's my life. Thanks for watching. Kimberly, oh, your thing's going to pop up in a second, but put some respect on my name, Kimberly. What BS? We'll call her Kim. You can be Kimberly. But thank you so much for the super chat. For you, you are not Kimberly. Kimberly is not. Kim is
Douche Lord.
The douche lord. Oops.
The Rachel Hollis podcast is
Oh my
produced.
gosh, she's haunting me. I hit the wrong button. Kimberly is not, but Kim is a
douche lord.
And also,
I hate cold water.
That's her limiting belief in life, guys. She hates cold water. She hates cold water, yet water is going to heal her from her headaches. That's telling you something. You don't want to heal yourself from headaches because you're afraid of the coldness because of your cold heart. And it was broken that summer when it was cold. That's light language. That's bringing in light language. Remember that light language? If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that I've shared light language before. That's when you go like this and go, shlum, 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 shlum. Okay, before we go, let me play a light language video for you so that we have something fun to leave off on. In other news, in the meantime, the Jay Shetty video is coming out next week, and I think it's good.
I've decided to call the collection.
That's not it. I enjoyed making it greatly. And I think what we should do is once the video comes out, if it does well and people like it, meaning that, you know, everyone's not like, I hate this video. I don't want to hear about him ever again. We can play some of his videos because I think they're so reaction worthy. Like, I think we could have some fun. Maybe we'll have a lighter hearted, live stream. And I would love to pivot away from Rachel Hollis content just once in a while to try something else. Okay. So while we're here, we're wrapping up. I swear to God. Here's one of my favorite light language interpreters. If you don't know what the hell language is, it's like speaking in tongues for new age people. And here's one of my favorites that does it. What do you want to heal? Because this ears. I think ears are today. Feel the energy moving near or in the ears. Okay, so that was an easy one. What about liver healing? Everyone, get your livers ready. Wait, my favorite one is the one about the gut. No, there's one that like gets in my head, literally. Inner child. No, where is it? Where is it? Life purpose. That sounds like a Jay Shetty thing. DNA activation. Okay, so just so you know, just so we're all on the same page, this is not a real language. I would be down for it if it was a native language. But the fact that it's literally gibberish bothers me. It really grinds my gears.
I decided to call the collection the day.
Whoa. So yeah, that's light language. There's this one woman on Instagram. I don't know if I could find it because I don't have my Kia's World accounts pulled up, but she does it. She does light language as well. She was like, she was at a museum, and she was like, I'm connecting to the ancestors, and just like in the museum was like doing these transmissions. It's like, oh my god. Let's see. Ugh, what the heck? The whole community, the whole hashtag has blocked me. It's like, you don't deserve light language. Let's see. Let's see if I can find her. Well, I don't have to find the real person, the other person I had, but like, I would like a video. Just one more to top us off. Meow, 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 meow. See, doesn't it sound like it's a language? Like it's a native language, like an indigenous language? Or like Hawaiian? I don't know. They all sound the same. Like they all copied it from somewhere. Because they're like, oh, it's a language. It's like, okay, can you communicate with other people who speak light language? No. Okay. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy your cured livers and your healed ear problems, because I just allowed, that transmission to happen. I'm a facilitator. That's my purpose on this earth. So you can send me your $4,000 checks. I accept PayPal. You're welcome. All right, everybody. Peace. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'll be back next week. Probably another live stream and a video, because my voice is back and ready for talking.
I am not problematic.
Right? I had a person on my page today send me like 12 comments. I was like getting stressed about it. I'm like, okay. I'm never going to delete them. But they were very mean. I was like, God, like if they were mean and were on target, like were fair, I'd be like, okay. But they were like, the point of the video is not getting through. And I was like, oh. That's not what I meant. That's not what I said. Anyways. It is what it is. All right. Bye, everybody.
Rach
says goodbye. Peace. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?